Yeah, that's an out-of-region game.
Anyway. Anything unusual going on at Pickens this week?
Hadn't heard of anything. I mean, it's been pretty quiet.
And they got to get something going.
Whew.
They could win tonight. That'd be huge.
I don't think today's the day.
Well, next week will be their Super Bowl.
Yeah. Yep. Of course, now, you know, their younger teams are doing great.
I saw that.
Looks like Basin may have one more region game. Oh, yeah, they do. They play South Pittsburgh last game of the year.
That'll be a massacre. I'm going to go hit the lights.
He's turning the lights off. He'll be back. The Spirit has guided him.
Now the internet's working all of a sudden. It's weird. Camera 5. Ooh. Lumpkin was talking all this smack about how they were going to bring more people than Gilmer's ever had. Like 15 people over there.
Yeah. I know. I pulled in the parking lot and all the tags were Gilmer tags. I was surprised.
When you do your thing like that, does it pull the mic away from your face?
If it's tight, yeah.
It's aggravating. I mean, I don't want it in the way, but I don't want my mic way out here either. To bend this little tip here.
Yeah, it worked out to come out up early for the traffic because I had to go see the Edward Jones guy. So
is it what's Chastain?
I go see Jared.
Who's he?
Jared Arendt.
Okay. Donna, you got the best place and best seat in the house tonight, I think, with the weather.
Yeah, it's nice. I'm leaving for Madison, Wisconsin at 5 o'clock in the morning, and it will not be this nice.
No, it will not. What are you doing that for?
Going up, my niece works for University of Wisconsin.
Okay.
No way.
Yeah.
Thought maybe you were interviewing for their head football coach job.
Right. Yeah. But I'm looking forward to going up there and looking around.
Oh, it's going to be cold.
Yes, it is.
What's the highs going to be?
Tomorrow about 52, 53 with a 10 to 15 mile an hour wind.
Yeah, they're right there on that lake.
Yeah, I've heard it's a beautiful campus there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Guy from LJ, went to high school with him. He lives like just north of Milwaukee. They just moved up there. And I got curious last weekend during the Georgia game because we were texting. I said, what's the temperature up there? Because I'm in shorts down here. He said, it's about 40 degrees tonight. And I was like, goodness, it's the 1st of October. It's already 40 degrees up there.
I know. It was hard to be walking around in shorts today thinking I've got to bundle up tomorrow. But
is their football team on the road or are they off?
Yeah, they're at Northwestern.
They're at Northwestern.
So we picked a weekend they were out of town so we could
get around.
Yeah.
I'm jealous. I've never been to Wisconsin.
I hadn't either. My first trip. But
supposedly Milwaukee's really nice.
Mm-hmm.
We're flying into Milwaukee because it's just so much cheaper.
Yeah.
And so I'm excited about seeing all of that.
All right, we're ready to go hot, I think.
ATC knows the internet is evolving, taking new twists and turns. As we add our input, make our choices, and follow the light that connects us all. It's quite a journey, one to experience with the fastest speeds available. Contact ATC. Connect to the internet speed that suits your journey and enjoy the ride.
United United Country Talking Rock Realty says it best. I'm happy as long as I can see Sharp Top. From the ground up, new home to complete renovation or remodel, we have combined the amazing workmanship of SGC Groups, transforming the forgotten to the fabulous. Teamwork makes the dream work. For buying, selling, or flipping, call Sherry Martin at 404-375-0590 or Evelyn Calhoun at 770-733-0779.
Luttrell's Hardware in Copper Hill, Tennessee is your one-stop do-it-yourself shop. We stock everything from fasteners, electrical and plumbing parts, power tools, animal feed, and so much more. Save yourself a trip or two into town and come see us at Luttrell's Hardware on Highway 68 in Copper Hill, next to Runway Fireworks. Or give us a call at 423-548-3300.
You're guaranteed prompt, reliable service with every job when you hire the original plumber. We believe in traditional values like integrity, honesty, and hard work. We offer transparent, upfront pricing, and our techs will take the time to educate you about your options. We have years of experience handling all types of plumbing work. From tankless water heaters to digging sewer lines, we can handle all of your residential or commercial needs. The original plumber is here to help you with your plumbing, septic, and HVAC needs.
Since 1994, North Georgia has called on Appalachian Propane for all its propane needs. Why propane? It's extremely affordable, efficient, and most of all, clean burning. Go green and think clean with propane. Our exceptional customer service and affordable rate has made us the best choice for residential, business, and farms throughout North Georgia. So the next time you think propane, think Appalachian Propane, a division of the Thomas Oil Company since 1960. Remember, go green and think clean with Appalachian Propane.
Work hard. Play hard. Hit hard. Win hard. Your only connection to high school sports. Tune in Fridays at 7 p.m. to catch the action on the gridiron only on ETC3.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for everyone. So come to El Rey Azteca for delicious food, great drinks, good friends, and loads of fun in a casual and friendly atmosphere.
When other dealers are hitting the brakes, Bill Holt Blue Ridge is stomping the gas with our biggest selection of the year. We've got over 400 vehicles in stock and North Georgia's biggest truck inventory. Head back to school in a new Chevrolet with our lowest payments of the year. Drive a new Chevrolet for just $199 a month. That's only $199 a month at Bill Holt. And we've never paid more for trades. And we'll buy your vehicle even if you don't buy from us. When it comes to North Georgia's largest selection of new trucks and pre-owned vehicles, there's only one name you need to know: Bill Holt Blue Ridge.
ATC knows the internet is evolving, taking new twists and turns. As we add our input, make our choices, and follow the light that connects us all. It's quite a journey, one to experience with the fastest speeds available. Contact ATC. Connect to the internet speed that suits your journey, and enjoy the ride.
United Country Talking Rock Realty says it best. I'm happy as long as I can see Sharp Top. From the ground up, new home to complete renovation or remodel, we have combined the amazing workmanship of SGC Groups, transforming the forgotten to the fabulous. Teamwork makes the dream work. For buying, selling, or flipping, call Sherry Martin at 404-375-0590 or Evelyn Calhoun at 770-733-0779.
Good evening and welcome to our ETC3 Game of the Week. Jeremy Green alongside Caleb Frady. Donna Enos will join us shortly down on the field. And I tell you what, we've done a lot of these games on ETC, but I don't know that we've ever had quite as much build-up for a game as we have tonight as Gilmer welcomes in Lumpkin, sitting atop the region standings here about halfway through the year.
It's been a really long time since you could say Gilmer was in a first-place tie or first place at all in the region standings, but Bobcats come in here 2-0 in region play, essentially playing for sole possession of first place here tonight against a Lumpkin squad that kind of like Gilmer didn't have a lot of expectations on it in the preseason. Both of these teams are really overshooting what people thought of them so far, and it's been a good start for both.
Yeah. We were here for this game 2 years ago. Arguably the two worst teams in North Georgia. Really, really bad. There were a couple lightning delays. We thought this game will never end. Here we are 2 years later. Same kids, new coaches, workout programs, expectations, I think. And we're here in a huge game. It's homecoming. Lumpkin is caravanning over here from Dahlonega. Just huge implications tonight. We're going to have everything for you, but this is one of those games that I think 5 or 6 years from now people will be saying, man, do you remember when Lumpkin played Gilmer, and what a huge game that was.
Absolutely. I mean, so much builds into it here tonight. Lumpkin's going to make a quick drive over Appleton for the weekend. Town, the weather's perfect. It's homecoming, like you said, all of the line. It's just going to be a big crowd here tonight. I think it is going to be kind of one of those special moments that if both of these programs in 2-3 years are doing bigger things, you can kind of look back on this night as kind of a measuring stick for both of those.
Absolutely. When we come back after this break, we're going to talk to Donna Enos, who's down on the field. We're going to get you all ready, tell you what's going on with Lumpkin, and kind of explain to you who they are and what they do. We'll talk about Pickens, who is on the road at Dawson. We'll talk about Fannin, who has a huge road trip to Model tonight. All the things going on in our area, we're going to discuss them. We're going to get you ready. This place is on fire tonight. We're looking forward to a great game. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back and get you ready after this.
Latrell's Hardware in Copper Hill, Tennessee is your one-stop do-it-yourself shop. We stock everything from fasteners, electrical and plumbing parts, power tools, animal feed, and so much more. Save yourself a trip or two into town and come see us at Latrell's Hardware on Highway 68 in Copper Hill, next to Runway Fireworks, or give us a call at 423-548-3300. You're guaranteed prompt, reliable service with every job when you hire the original plumber. We believe in traditional values like integrity, honesty, and hard work. We offer transparent, upfront pricing, and our techs will take the time to educate you about your options. We have years of experience handling all types of plumbing work. From tankless water heaters to digging sewer lines, we can handle all of your residential or commercial needs. The original plumber is here to help you with your plumbing, septic, and HVAC needs.
Night here. Gilmer hosting Lumpkin. The Indians come in matching the 5-1 record. Did take a loss last week at West End, which will break down a little bit. But here in this stadium, Huff Mosley Memorial Stadium, the crowd's ready for a big game. And our own Donna Enos is down there on the field. And Donna, you have, we talked about earlier, the best seat in the house. Perfect weather down there. You have walking all around you. Both of the marching bands are here. Just one of the nights that you sort of live for, if you like, right?
That's right. I mean, I love being down here. It's great. The weather is perfect tonight. You can't ask for a better place to be.
Yeah, so we are going to talk a little bit more about Gilmer and Lumpkin in a minute, but let's sort of talk about what's going on elsewhere. And a funny thing going on tonight, you mentioned Gilmer 2-0 in the region. The other team that's 2-0 in the region is Dawson, and they host Pickens tonight. So in what might be a very rare thing, the Bobcat faithful rooting for Pickens tonight on the road. And Coach, we know that you're involved with the folks at Pickens. They have a daunting task ahead of them.
They really do. And I mean, it's going to be a tough night tonight going to Dawson, but hopefully after 2 weeks that they prepared, had an off week last week, and coming off a tough loss to this Lumpkin County team. But hopefully this is going to be a bounce back night tonight for the Dragons.
Yeah, Dawson, the defensive-minded team, Caleb, they beat White County 31-0 last week, and so certainly that game ahead of the schedule for the Bobcats. That's one that we'll look forward to. Fannin tonight, another road trip, Coach. I actually passed their buses on the way here. They are over to Floyd County to play Model. And, Model historically for folks in North Georgia, Model a really, really good program. They've sort of had a bounce back year. Fannin favored by 3, but that could be a tough matchup for the Rebels.
I tell you what, the Rebels Model is always going to be prepared, and going to Model, it's just a little bit different playing in Floyd County.
So we'll see a lot of blue over there, just as there'll be a lot of purple tonight. Caleb Copper Mason struggling, 0-7 this year. They'll play a non-regional game next County tonight. We'll be there in a couple weeks. But for Mason, rebuilding, trying to get back to where you've been traditionally.
Yeah, opportunity here tonight.
Thank you.
Around the area tonight, but let's circle back to this one for a second. And Coach, you're down there. The folks from Lumpkin had a good conversation with some folks over there yesterday. They say they're going to caravan over here and bring a lot of folks. What's it looking like down on that visiting sideline so far?
Well, I tell you, it has filled up in the last few minutes because, I looked over there earlier and it was kind of empty, and I'm like, I can't believe y'all are not, supporting. But they've come in now, and, I tell you what, Lumpkin is, experienced some, like you touched on, some success that they hadn't had in a long time. And they've got some good young players, knowing some of their parents and just knowing that these athletes have been kind of waiting on them to get here.
Yeah, it's sort of funny, and Coach, you're familiar with the success they've had in basketball, especially on the girls' side, but the whole program really taking a different trajectory with the success there. The hiring of Heath Webb, which, may be one of the biggest hires of the year, and so the folks at Lumpkin really, really feeling good about their whole athletic program.
That's true. I mean, they are experiencing success across the board.
Yeah, so let's highlight, Caleb, if we can, some of their players. So the guy that spearheads everything is the senior quarterback, Cooper Scott. He is a 3-year starter there, almost 1,000 yards on the ground. He's got, 250 plus, almost 1,000 in the air, 250 plus on the ground. He is the one that sort of keys up everything, and so he'll be who we keep our eye on.
Absolutely. They're going to spread it out. They're going to throw the ball around. They'll run it on the ground when they need to, but like you said, 1,000-yard passer almost. They're going to move the ball through the yard, and they've got some really good athletes. We kind of have a rough idea of who we're going to be looking at here tonight. They're really good defensively, and they score a ton of points. So, Gilmer certainly got its work cut out for it.
Yeah, so Cal Faulkner, another one of those names we want to watch. Receiver, defensively already got 3 picks, kick returner, and so we'll be watching him all around the field. Mason Sullins, the tailback. But you touched on something I think is really important. So not only are they scoring a lot of points, they're not giving up a lot either. One of the top teams in the state in that category.
Yeah, second in AAA in points allowed, just 11 points a game here, and they're scoring the 5th most in the classification at almost 37 games. Gilmer scoring 33 games. Yeah. So we could have some high scoring here tonight, but I don't know if we will see it just because of what Gilmer's going to want to do with the ball offensively.
Yeah, that's right. And so we'll see what the Bobcats can do. We know what they want to do is they want, they'd be happy if they only had 2 possessions and they held it for, for a half. Coach, you've been down on the field watching this Bobcat team, and so this is a team that wants to go slow. They want to control the ball. They want to just grind you into submission. But what we've seen, and largely due to the play of the lines and the strong play of the backs, we've seen a lot of chunk plays, and we've seen Gilmer with multiple runs over 50 yards. And as you watch it from down there on the field level, it's really amazing to see some of the holes that are being opened.
It really is. And something that struck me when we were here 2 weeks ago is how disciplined they are, and how they look to the sideline to get the direction and making sure that they're on the same page with the coaches. And and they'll try the same play over and over, and then all of a sudden, like you say, they just hit it for that big gainer. So it's impressive.
Yeah, and we talked about the hiring of Heath Webb at Lumpkin. For Gilmer, it's been Paul Standard. He has come in and, no pun intended, changed the standard. It's now where there are high expectations in the weight room, on the field, and performance, and so that's sort of been a key for Gilmer. But we've talked about earlier, we've seen them play well. We've seen some bumps in the road, though. We've seen some penalties. We've seen a couple of turnovers. And so in this huge game tonight, you've got to play clean.
You absolutely do. I mean, you're going to probably have a very thin margin of error here tonight with how little points Lumpkin's given up defensively. They can score a ton. For Gilmer, you want to hold the ball and put pressure on Lumpkin that, they move the ball quickly if they go 3 and out, and Gilmer holds the ball a couple of possessions back-to-back. You've lost a lot of time on the clock, but that can also work against you here. If Lumpkin scores quick, Gilmer doesn't keep ahead of the chains. Now it's Gilmer trying to play catch-up with an offense that just isn't designed for that.
Yeah, so let's talk about that. You and I have talked about this all week. Gilmer has thrown 6 passes this year. That's not a lot for those of you keeping up. They last week won a game 45-3 and didn't attempt a pass. 2 weeks ago at Wesleyan, 1 for 1 in a big region win. And so we think against Lumpkin the challenge is going to be higher. And we've sort of speculated this week. Will Coach Standard go away from his bread and butter a little bit? Will he open it up? Will he run some play action? Or will what they've been doing continue to work?
We'll find out tonight, because we've talked of, as Gilmer starts playing these better teams on the schedule, you think you're going to have to open it up. So tonight's kind of a good measuring stick with several good teams still to come. Yeah. Dawson still to come. You still got White on the schedule. Are you going to be able to get by doing what you've been doing, or are you going to have to open up the playbook a little bit?
Yeah, the tension continuing to mount here. We're going to go down to Donna Enos one more time. Coach, we're getting really close to the shank of the evening where we're going to see the kickoff, and I know the alumni are crowding out down there where you are. Both of the bands are here, and folks are sort of milling around. There is a palpable tension as we get close to kickoff.
That's right. I got here early, and I was watching people set their chairs up here on the little bank and just getting ready to watch this. And something that when I was looking stuff up, if Gilmer wins tonight, they're assured of a playoff.
Yeah.
So that is, to me, that is huge. A lot riding on this game.
Yeah, so Lumpkin, I was talking with some folks over there earlier this week. This is the best start for them since 1988.
Wow.
1988. Caleb, what year were you born?
87.
Yeah, so that's been a while, right? Notice, Coach, I didn't ask you that, but, and so it's been a while. For Gilmer, this will, if they win tonight, first winning season since 2014. And so both of these teams really trying to do something they haven't done in a while. So we're getting close to kickoff. We're going to take one more break and get you ready. There's so much to talk about here tonight, so much riding on this game, one of the biggest games arguably in Gilmer's history, and we're going to have every second of it right here on ETC. We'll take one more break. We'll be right back and get you ready.
Since 1994, North Georgia has called on Appalachian Propane for all its propane needs. Why propane? It's extremely affordable, efficient, and most of all, clean burning. Go green and think clean with propane. Our exceptional customer service and affordable rate has made us the best choice for residential, business, and farms throughout North Georgia. So the next time you think propane, think Appalachian Propane, a division of the Thomas Oil Company since 1960. Remember, go green and think clean with Appalachian Propane.
Work hard. Play hard. Hit hard. Win hard. Your only connection to high school sports. Tune in Fridays at 7 p.m. to catch the action on the gridiron, only on ETC3.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for everyone. So come to El Rey Azteca for delicious food, great drinks, good friends, and loads of fun in a casual and friendly atmosphere.
When other dealers are hitting the brakes, Bill Holt Blue Ridge is stomping the gas with our biggest selection of the year. We've got over 400 vehicles in stock and North Georgia's biggest truck inventory. Head back to school in a new Chevrolet with our lowest payments of the year. Drive a new Chevrolet for just $199 a month. That's only $199 a month at Bill Holt. And we've never paid more for trades. And we'll buy your vehicle even if you don't buy from us. When it comes to North Georgia's largest selection of new trucks and pre-owned vehicles, there's only one name you need to know: Bill Holt Blue Ridge.
ATC knows the internet is evolving, taking new twists and turns. As we add our input, make our choices, and follow the light that connects us all. It's quite a journey, one to experience with the fastest speeds available. Contact ETC. Connect to the internet speed that suits your journey. and enjoy the ride.
United Country Talking Rock Realty says it best. I'm happy as long as I can see Sharp Top. From the ground up, new home to complete renovation or remodel, we have combined the amazing workmanship of SGC Groups, transforming the forgotten to the fabulous. Teamwork makes the dream work. For buying, selling, or flipping, call Sherry Martin at 404-375-0590 or Evelyn Calhoun at 770-733-0779.
Welcome back to Huff Mosley Memorial Stadium, and it is one of those moments. I said there was palpable tension. Caleb, you really can feel it. We were talking to Donna during that break. She said it's almost just quiet and eerie. There's a lot of nervousness going around, and Coach, you said you're sort of feeling that nervousness, and so as we sort of get closer to kickoff, what are you feeling about this game? We know there's so much on the line for both teams. The folks in Atlanta say Gilmer's a 2-point favorite, which really means nothing. And so how do you see this one working out?
Well, when you look at their one common opponent, which is Wesleyan, I feel like that the Bobcats manhandled Wesleyan. And Wesleyan kind of put a whipping on the Indians. So, I just feel like that it's probably going to be a low-scoring game. But I feel like that the Bobcats will handle this one tonight.
Yeah, I think that's sort of the feeling around this program. We talked with the folks at Lumpkin this week about their game, and there was not saying they made excuses, but they said, well, it was fall break, and Wesleyan had 2 big plays there before halftime, but really it was even. But I'm with you, Coach. I really feel like that Wesleyan never even got into that game, and so if you judge by the common opponent, Gilmer should have a good chance. But we've been wrong more than we've been right this year in our predictions, so we'll see what happens. But as the captains are walking on the field, Coach, we are getting closer and closer to that moment. We thank you for being with us and being down there. We're going to be coming to you a whole bunch tonight to give us a feel for what's going on. Caleb Frady, let me put you on the spot. Gilmer -2. The Maxwell computers tell us. What are you feeling tonight? We've said several times we thought there would be low-scoring games. They've turned into high-scoring games. So how do we see this one shaking out?
Kind of like you guys have been talking about it, probably on the lower end of things, just because I do think Gilmer's really going to want to play keep away here tonight. I kind of like the Bobcats. That Wesleyan game we talked about a couple weeks ago had a big game feel to it. And how was Gilmer going to respond to that? They opened up the season with a win against Fannin, then kind of struggled a little bit there the next game. Bounced back really well. So how's Gilmer going to respond in another big game where this is, arguably the most important game that the program's played in almost 10 years? So I think being at home helps Gilmer a lot. Being homecoming helps a lot. I think all that positive momentum helps Gilmer a lot. I like the Bobcats here tonight.
Yeah, I do too. It's interesting how turnovers and such can affect a game. The player of the week for the Bobcats this week was Ian Berry, who is a special teams player. Blocked a couple of punts, recovered a fumble, and so if you do those things well, and Lumpkin has caused 12 turnovers on defense. They have a dozen takeaways. So if you're Lumpkin, you're thinking, well, we can turn Gilmer over and take those possessions away where they're just holding the ball. And so many variables, but we, being so close to Gilmer's program, think that this is a tide-turning type game where when you look back and see the shifting of the paradigm for Gilmer football, this will be one of those nights where it happened. Lumpkin feels the exact same way. They feel like a win here tonight puts them in the driver's seat. And so, it'll be interesting to see as we see the coin toss going on down here. Looks like Gilmer has won, and Gilmer will take the ball. We were talking about that before the game. If we thought Gilmer would take it, they want to control it immediately. But we feel like if Gilmer can do what they want to do, which is control the ball, which is set the pace of the game, that they'll win. And I kind of agree with you guys. I think this is going to be a close game, a good game, but one where Gilmer comes out on top.
Yep.
We are getting really close, less than a minute away from kickoff. Of course, it is October, Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and the folks here at Gilmer supporting that. And so you'll notice a lot of pink ribbons, and just as much purple tonight, but plenty of pink as well. Both of the teams are lined up. Band is playing, and there's still tension here as the Bobcats get ready to run on the field. They did the countdown, and everybody's still holding on for just a second. Kind of a little game of chicken here. Who's going to run out first? And the Bobcats are making their way. We saw them last week, a full head of steam as they came out. We'll see if they do that again. And there they are, the Bobcats making their way onto the field with those American flags. Lumpkin makes their way as well, and both of these teams just sort of taking a deep breath and letting it all out, a big exhale from both sides of the stadium, and I think the folks are going to be into this one from start to finish.
I think so. It's a good crowd that's gotten together over there on the far sideline. Everybody making the drive over from Dahlonega to watch the Indians here tonight and venturing through all the apple houses as they made their way over. So should be a really good game here tonight with a lot of support for both teams.
Yeah, so, there's a lot of crossover here in, with LJ and Dahlonega. Of course, a lot of people over there go to UNG that have graduated. Shout out to Jacob Jenkins, who's watching this one, one of my buddies from up here that goes to UNG. Some of the other kids that go over there, they play each other in every sport, and so these kids have known each other a long time. Mountain Football League, growing up against each other, travel ball and all those things. So no strangers to each other. And one of those games that matters. Of course, this is our ETC 3 game of the week, the Danny Hensley game of the week. We continue to celebrate the life while grieving the loss of our good buddy Danny Hensley, and glad that we have the chance to remember him every week during these games. The pink towels out there, the pink and purple matching up. You mentioned it's looking forward to it. You embrace the chaos. We're just about ready for the kick. It'll be Jose Nieto teeing it up for the Indians from Lumpkin. Kick is up. Game is underway. It's a short kick going to be taken at the 10-yard line by Will Kiker, looking for a seam, and he's going to be stacked up there at the 25-yard line. That is where Gilmer will have it. 1st and 10. Jeremy Green with Caleb Frady and Donna Enos tonight. This first quarter, while we get it started, brought to you by our good friends at El Rey Azteca. That will be a happening place this weekend, I can guarantee you.
Oh, yeah. We'll return up to the 25.
So what are you expecting here? Play action and chunk it down the field, right?
But we're going to see us a fullback dive and fill out that defense there, and Gilmer's going to take its time on first down typically to feel out the defense, see how it's going to react to what it wants to do offensively.
And, they've done such a good job of that. Last week, West Hall decided they were going to pinch the middle and shut down the fullback dive, and they said, that's fine, we won't do that. And so it was Watkins and Kiker who had all the yardage. Tonight, they may play the edges, and it may be Titus that gets the most carries. You just kind of respond to what the defense is doing.
Really heavy on the edges. There's a lot of room there in the center of the line.
So they read it. It'll be Titus with the carry, and Lumpkin stacks him up. Going to actually have a loss there. Now they'll say forward progress back to the original line of scrimmage. So good job defensively by Lumpkin on the first play of the game.
Maybe a little bit of a misread there by the fullback. He had a little bit more space there towards the center of the line following that blocker, but tried to kind of turn and he got turned back outside, and Lumpkin had that defense stacked on the edge. It was easy to get in there and make the tackle.
You see number 14 there in your screen. It's hard to miss him. That is the linebacker, Jay Grizzle, the leading tackler on this team. But Gilmer has found some room down the sideline. That is Hunter Watkins. He's got one guy to beat, and he is going to be dragged down almost in the red zone. So Gilmer, after being stopped there on first down, has a huge play on second down, and they are in business.
Huge run there and well blocked, too. You'll see on the replay there, just coming around that right side. Great two lead blockers. Sprung him with just enough space. And wise play there by the defender, Norrell. He grabbed that jersey and then let go to avoid that horse collar. And, man, first play you don't get a lot. And Gilmer saw exactly what it wanted to do offensively on play two.
Blaine Banks, number 54, with the block here if you watch him. Boom.
2 big blocks right there.
So it'll be first down and 10 now on the 25 of Lumpkin. Indians have been hit in the mouth here. We'll see how they respond. They're going to go right up the middle to fullback. And speaking of Blaine Banks, Titus says, get out of the way, kid. I'm coming through.
And you see exactly what a big play can do, whether it's on the inside or the outside. You get a 50-yard run to the outside. Your next play, your fullback's able to just gash you right up the middle because now they're going to respond and give you a little bit more respect.
Lumpkin has been working on defending this option attack for the last several weeks, and some folks in the area think maybe they spent too much time on it. They weren't prepared for Wesleyan, hard to say, but Gilmer certainly giving them the full array here on this first drive. It'll be the quarterback keeping it this time, and there was a little bit of miscommunication, mistiming, if you will, in the backfield, and it'll be third down coming up.
Yeah, I don't think that one was as clean as it needed. Kind of ran into the shoulder there of the fullback, and that really
mesh point was off, and then he hit Watkins too.
Yeah, so that threw the timing off pretty badly there, and just like that, you got a 3rd and long.
3rd and 6. We are in 4-down territory, so they've got 2 plays to pick up 6 yards. Receiver out wide this time. They will run play action. Rellinger looking for some room. He's going to tuck it and run, and he'll be brought down by Grizzle short of the first down. So it will be the first big decision of the game for Coach Paul Standard. He's going to be 4th and about 5, it looks like.
Nice play action there, a little bit of pressure, and a good job by Rellinger to kind of just weave his way back through the traffic, get back up towards that original line of scrimmage.
Connor Syme, the kicker, lined up. We haven't seen this so far. We'll see how they can execute. I want to say it's about a 38-yarder here. It is up, but it will be no good. Looks like it got tipped there at the line of scrimmage, Caleb.
Yeah, a little bit of block, a little bit of pressure off the edge, and a good stand there by Lumpkin County to get off the field and keep Gilmer out of the end zone.
So let's play devil's advocate for a minute. 4th and 5, do you reconsider going for it after seeing that?
I probably would have, just because you've shown the ability to get a lot of yardage on plays. I think maybe Coach Standard seeing this maybe being a defensive game, you want to get points while you can. Hindsight's 20/20, but I was a little surprised he opted to kick. I thought he might try to go for it.
Yeah, respect for the Indian defense, I think, there too. Yeah. You know, thinking you could stop him. So it'll be Cooper Scott leading the Indian offense now. A completely different look, and they're going to have a big gain. That's Mason Sullins out of the backfield on first down. Sullins, of course, the leading rusher on this team, 612 yards, 10 touchdowns so far on the year.
Good blocking there by that offensive line. Got some size on that offensive line and really moving Gilmer off the ball there.
2nd down and 1, so 9-yard pickup. Cooper Scott got the Ronnie Sunshine Bass hair going on. They'll get the first down and much, much more. Sullins still on his feet into that Bobcat secondary. He'll be brought down by Mason Smith, but if you're a Bobcat fan, this is not what you want to see.
And maybe a little surprising, too, because while there is some size on that offensive line, Wesleyan had really good size on its offensive line, and Gilmer was not pushed around on the line of scrimmage. And these are 2 straight plays here where Gilmer's defensive line just getting gashed here. See what kind of adjustments that the Bobcats can make as this drive goes, but 2 massive plays here to open the drive.
So first down for the Indians, man in motion. They're going to run a little bit of option here, so giving Gilmer a taste of their own medicine. That was a shot, no, not out of bounds. It was close, and Cooper Scott goes down, and he comes up limping there.
Yes, he does.
That's not good if you're a Lumpkin fan.
Well,
see if we can see what happened here. He keeps it, and just a shove there and landed awkwardly, I guess. So we'll see what they want to do, and he's going to go down.
Boy, that's a game changer.
Yeah. See if we can get another replay of that from the guys in the truck. It didn't look like anything abnormal. They fake it, and they're going to run an option. He holds on to it instead of pitching it, and doesn't take a shot low there, and just going to be on the landing. Yeah, so not really sure what happened. They're looking at that right leg and checking him out. So while they tend to Cooper Scott, we'll step aside and be right back. Scary moment here for the Indians.
Luttrell's Hardware in Copper Hill, Tennessee is your one-stop do-it-yourself shop. We stock everything from fasteners, electrical and plumbing parts, power tools, animal feed, and save yourself a trip or two into town and come see us at Luttrell's Hardware on Highway 68 in Copper Hill, next to Runway Fireworks. Or give us a call at 423-548-3300.
So Cooper Scott out of the game, right leg injury. We'll try to keep an eye on what's going on. But it will be Cal Faulkner, his backup, who is arguably the most versatile athlete on this team and has some experience. He actually played quarterback most of the first game against Riverside Military, so we'll see if that changes the game plan, and he will run it on that first play from scrimmage, and it'll be second down, and everybody for Lumpkin sort of taking a deep breath here. That was, Scott is the guy that triggers their offense.
Doesn't appear to have really changed the game plan here. We talked about how this offense was, high flying. They like to throw the ball around, and it's been a steady dose of runs here so far. Looks like we got a flag on the play.
Yeah, and we missed it because it's pink.
Yeah.
Yeah, the pink flag there, and they're going to call holding on that run, so that'll back Lumpkin up. So not only do you have a backup quarterback, now you're going to have 1st and 20. And so what was a very promising drive for Lumpkin now on the brink of disaster. Certainly our thoughts with Cooper Scott, hoping that he's okay. We'll see if Donna Enos can spot what's going on down there in just a minute. So Faulkner will throw it. So no fear with that. It's going to be a tackle out of bounds. Donna, you're down there. What are they doing with Cooper Scott down on the sideline?
Well, I'm kind of shielded and can't really see. But I think you were right. I think it was very awkward in how he kind of landed there. But I just can't see what they're doing over there.
Yeah, they've got him under a tent. Looks like they're maybe wrapping that right ankle or knee. We'll see if we can get a shot. They've got him hidden under the tent over there, so we'll see. But meanwhile, it's going to be 2nd down and 20 for Lumpkin. We'll see if they're conservative or if they kind of go for it with their backup in. He is going to roll out, so they're going to continue to just go with their game plan, and that is a mess. He's going to be sacked, so it's going to be 3rd and forever for Lumpkin. And, it's so funny, Caleb. We saw Mason Sullins with 2 long runs, and after that he hasn't touched the ball.
Yeah, really seemed like once they ran that option play that Scott got hurt on, they've really tried to maybe spread it out a little bit more, and he's coming back out onto the field. He's noticeably limping, but he's back out there.
Yeah, so on 3rd and 28, Cooper Scott's back in, and you imagine they'll run something safe here and try to flip the field, but it doesn't look like it. They're going to take a shot, and they do not want him to get hit again, and he does as he throws that one. Actually had a guy over there, but gets rid of it, and he is still down on the field. And sometimes discretion the better part of valor. He probably should have stayed over there on the sideline.
Yeah, at least to get through that drive there, and see that ankle taped up pretty good there. Took a pretty good shot there from Gilmer, and still nearly completed the pass.
By the way, he's also the punter, so he is still out there. No one's going to be able to question his toughness after tonight. So we'll see what they do with the punt here. Good snap, and barely able to get that one off.
He didn't lay into it. He definitely just tried to make contact and get that thing up and going.
So it'll be Gilmer ball there at about the 37-yard line, and so both offenses move a little bit, but the drives end up stalling. Lumpkin with the injury and the penalty, Gilmer with the missed field goal. So here we are, 0-0, and both teams sort of write up a script for how they want the first drive to go. None of that was in the game plan.
No, it wasn't. Lumpkin running the ball a lot more. Gilmer, moving with a couple of big plays, but otherwise kind of slow developing on offense, which can be the case for the Bobcats sometimes. They're going to feel you out for a while before they really kind of get going.
Yeah, Titus up the middle. So they give him a yard there. It'll be 2nd down and 9. This first quarter, clock ticking on by, 5 minutes left in the El Rey first quarter, and still scoreless. Gilmer trying to change that. Going back to that first Gilmer drive, I'm surprised by the pass attempt, or at least the play action on 3rd down. Interesting strategy, a little bit different from what we've seen so far. Rellinger pitches it out, and they've got some room. That's Hunter Watkins, and nobody is going to catch him. He's going to be all the way into the end zone for a Bobcat touchdown. Perfectly blocked, perfectly executed, and Gilmer is on the board.
That was a really nice play.
Got a kid down injured on where that was in the backfield. Hopefully he's all right.
Fake on the dive. They chase the quarterback. He pitches it out. Nobody out there to get him.
So that ball was on the 36-yard line, and Gilmer runs it all the way in. Looks like the injured player out there is Caleb Norrell. Hopefully he's okay. Got shaken up. But so we mentioned nothing went right on the first drive. Here on the second drive, everything goes right, and Gilmer punches it in. And, man, how about the burst of speed from Watkins on the outside?
64 yards there on the touchdown run, and just well blocked, too. It shows you, once the guys key in there, that key in on that dive, quarterback's got an option there, and that pitch to Watkins, and he's got speed. If he gets a blocker out on the perimeter, he's got the ability to take it all the way to the house.
So once he hit that second level, there was no one near him. So great job. Extra point attempt forthcoming. It is up, and it is good. We're going to step aside, take a break. Gilmer 7, Lumpkin 0.
You're guaranteed prompt, reliable service with every job when you hire the original plumber. We believe in traditional values like integrity, honesty, and hard work. We offer transparent, upfront pricing, and our techs will take
Donna,
the time
after the replay, we're
educate
gonna come
you
to
about
you.
your options.
Okay.
We have years of experience handling all types of plumbing work. From tankless water heaters to digging sewer lines, we can handle all of your residential or commercial needs. The original plumber is here to help you with your plumbing, septic, and HVAC needs.
Come back. We're going to take another look at the touchdown. Caleb Norrell was injured, but if you can sort of see what happened to him, he got leveled there by Kyle Coward. And once Hunter Watkins hit the second level, you don't even see a white jersey in the screen. And so Gilmer got exactly what they wanted on that 64-yard touchdown. And Donna Enos was down there. Coach, he was in a purple streak as he hit the end zone.
I mean, that hole was perfect, and he just hit it. And I mean, that was a beautiful run and well executed. And I tell you what, down here watching, Lumpkin is trying to do a lot of shifting on that defensive line, and I just don't know that that's going to be the key for them tonight.
Yeah, maybe doing a little too much, overthinking it, and that happens in big games. You go back to the 4th down call for Gilmer. We've seen them a dozen times go for that. Yep. This time they try the field goal, they come up empty, and so the coaches I think. One of the things you see is there's a lot of respect between these two coaches, Heath Webb and Paul Standard, and so that changes your decision-making a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Lumpkin's got a really good defense. You maybe normally would go for it, but you also know there's a good chance you're going to get stuffed, and so you kick, hoping to just get some points out of the drive, and Gilmer able to bounce back on this second possession and put it in the end zone.
So short kick taken at the 15. That's Sullins. And tried to get away. Somebody wrapped him around the waist. And tell you, there's a lot of contact even after the whistle going on down there with these two teams.
Pretty big shove there from the Bobcats. There's a lot of locking up there after the play. Short little kick, you get it at the 15, and you're just hoping to pick up some yardage there. And Gilmer covers it really well.
So it'll be Lumpkin. We'll see Cooper Scott limping on out there. He already had that sleeve on his calf, and so it looks like they've taped the ankle.
Yeah.
So wherever that was an ankle injury. So they try to run Sullins and nothing going.
Well, and I think it's going to really change the game plan a little bit here because you see how immobile he is. He's still got that little bit of limp. Even on the read right there, when he hands it off, he can't really even get out of the play quickly. Like he's definitely in a lot of pain, and so you kind of know on these read options, really good chance he's not keeping the ball anymore.
Yeah. So they're going to throw it, little pitch and catch, little confidence builder, and that is into the hands of Harper Davenport. He's a bigger kid, and a lot of potential there for the young player. And he runs into number 11, Kendall Sanders, and
he wanted a call.
Sanders might play soccer too.
Yeah, he definitely wanted a whistle. Coach Standard even got a little fired up about that.
So first down after that completion. They're going to throw it again, and another pretty good gain there. That's into the hands of Tavion Lawrence.
Yeah, really well blocked again, and I think you're seeing with the ankle of Cooper Scott here, when they're throwing, he's getting rid of the ball quick. You do not want to risk, pass rush coming to get him. You don't want to risk them bringing pressure on him because he really can't protect himself real well. He can't try to evade that pressure. So if they're going to be in the shotgun and they're going to throw the ball, he's going to get the ball. He's making a quick read and getting rid of it.
Little pop pass that time to Cal Faulkner. Another good gain. So now this Indian offense moving, and there is a battle going on down there. This is the second time we've seen it. It's Hunter Watkins and Harper Davenport, and there's some pushing and shoving, and no love lost between those two guys apparently.
Be a fun matchup to watch here over the course of the evening.
Paul Standard is letting the official over there have it with he thinks there's holding going on, and he has taken the headset off and is now engaged fully in conversation with that official. So second down here. Look, both of these coaches are fully aware of the implications tonight, and there's a huge run down the sideline. That's Carter DeSanto, and got a Gilmer player down and injured there.
Aspen Hadaway slow to get up.
We'll see if we can spot what happened.
Just got rolled up on, looked like.
Yeah, Hadaway, one of the leading tacklers on this Bobcat defense. He's off the field. No, he's still down over there. They're tending to him. So hopefully Hadaway's okay. As we mentioned, he's one of the leading tacklers on this Bobcat defense, a linebacker. And Coach Standard going to let the official have it again for whatever they were discussing. And, man, you can see him. He's never quite that animated out there. The official just sort of taking it all in.
Letting him have his say.
From Coach Standard, and he is continuing to go with it. We're going to step aside and come back as they tend to Aspen Hadaway. 7-0 Bobcats, but Lumpkin is on the move.
Since 1994, North Georgia has called on Appalachian Propane for all its propane needs. Why propane? It's extremely affordable, efficient, and most of all, clean burning. Go green and think clean with propane. Our exceptional customer service and affordable rate has made us the best choice for residential, business, and farms throughout North Georgia. So the next time you think propane, think Appalachian Propane, a division of the Thomas Oil Company since 1960. Remember, go green and think clean with Appalachian Propane.
Everybody ready for play, but Hadaway still being looked at and not exactly sure what the injury is. He's right there on the field, but he's on the sideline. Maybe got the wind knocked out of him. I'm not really sure. They're trying to get him up. And he is an important part of this Bobcat defense. Sometimes you can just sort of, if somebody lands on top of you, get the breath knocked out of you, and it can take a while to come back.
Yeah, and he was tackling, looked like the Lumpkin ball carrier's feet were, maybe around his midsection there. So maybe, he had the heel or a foot just kind of get jammed into him. And like you said, it looked like he was kind of struggling to catch his breath. But hope he's all right because they're definitely going to need him.
So we'll see what Lumpkin does here after that official timeout. It's going to be another first down with Mason Sullen. So this Lumpkin offense is really kind of imposing their will on Gilmer. And, this is what we saw work on that first drive, and they went away from it.
Yeah, this is just power football right here. There's some good size on that Lumpkin offensive line, and they're just moving Gilmer off blocks. Gilmer kind of knows what the game plan is going to be at this point. You got a quarterback that can't move real well. He's going to hand the ball off. When he throws, he's going to get rid of it very quickly. And Gilmer has struggled to stop it here on this drive.
So it'll be second and short. They'll hand it off again. First down and more, and Sullins towards the corner is going to be into the end zone for a Lumpkin touchdown. So they're able to answer the Gilmer drive really quickly, and we are an extra point away from being tied here in this big game with so many implications.
Just great block in there. Look at the big 75 there, pulling Lane McColeman, getting out there and getting a block, and Gilmer are not able to catch up to him in time. And just a heck of a play there and just moving guys off the line of scrimmage here.
I tell you, Sullins was close to being down at the 1, but they say the ball crossed the plane. Extra point is up, and it is good. So with 2:24 left in quarter number 1, Lumpkin 7, Gilmer 7. We are in for a ball game tonight. We'll be right back.
Work hard. Play hard. Hit hard. Win hard. Your only connection to high school sports. Tune in Fridays at 7 p.m. to catch the action on the gridiron, only on ETC3.
So 7-7, a brand new ball game. Donna Enos is down there watching it. Coach, that tension that we were talking about pregame only amplified after both teams score.
That's true, and these stands have filled up on both sides. So that great crowd we were talking about has shown up.
So Gilmer trying to return. You heard Donna mention the crowd as we look over there. There's nowhere to sit. Lumpkin was right. They did bring a pretty good crowd, also the marching band, and so those visiting stands and all full. Even the little side section over there looks like that might be where the Indian students are sitting.
It's a good group over there. Good crowd coming over, making the drive, and of course the home side's quite full as well.
Yeah, a lot of nice outfits. Homecoming tonight. There's about 100 kids in the homecoming court as we looked at that list, so that'll be going on during halftime. But for Gilmer, they're thinking about this ball game. 7-7. Your offense did exactly what you wanted to on the first drive, but Lumpkin came right back, so going to be important to keep the pace and score. And well blocked that time, but the tailback was tripped. Was Watkins, and I tell you what, there is some pushing and shoving going on behind the play. You couldn't see that one on camera, but the Gilmer player actually pushed an Indian into the referee there in the backfield. Got to be careful. That'll definitely draw a flag.
Oh, yeah. Of course, then at the same time, ball carrier gets up and gives a hug to the defender that tackled him. So a little bit of sportsmanship out there and a little bit of just big emotions here by both teams.
Yeah, but you don't know what's being said with that helmet on. It protects you. 2nd down and 7 after the gain. They're going to run Titus up the middle. He's got a little bit of room, and he's going to be out about 3 yards short of the first down. So Gilmer, 3 yards in a cloud of dust, very literally here so far. I think this play call will tell us a lot about how Coach Standard feels about the matchup with the Lumpkin defense. If he just tries to mow him over, he feels like he has the advantage. If he runs play action, that shows that he doesn't really feel like he's winning the line of scrimmage. 3rd down and 3. They're going to hand it off on that little counter play. It'll be a 1st down and more. Will Kiker finds the sideline. He is all the way down and in for another Bobcat touchdown. Wow. blocked and executed perfectly, and just like that, Gilmer into the end zone.
62 yards on that one. Again, that counter, Lumpkin hasn't really been able to defend that really well, able to get blockers out, hit those assignments, and Gilmer with the speed on the edges. If you give a back room to get sprung, they're going to go to the house.
We mentioned this name earlier, 54, Blaine Banks with the block that sprung that one, and the sophomore really, really playing well tonight. And, a testament to Gilmer's speed. Kiker that time, it was Watkins on the other side. When they hit that sideline, nobody's anywhere near them. They outran the entire defense there. So see this extra point up, and it is good. So just like that, with 48 seconds, Gilmer 14, Lumpkin 7. Let's go down to the field, and Donna Enos, Coach, Kiker almost ran right into your position, and that defense just could not catch him.
No, I mean, he had a clean run all the way down, and I'm telling you, I just wonder if Gilmer is scoring a little bit quicker than they intend to, I mean, their whole thing is ball control, and they're just breaking these runs like crazy.
Yeah, and, that sounds bizarre, but I guarantee you Coach Standard would rather have had a 5-yard gain right there and still held on to the ball. This is a quick strike offense, which sounds crazy, but, this is already Gilmer's third possession of the first quarter, and now Lumpkin's third possession. And I think we saw Wesleyan have maybe 7 or 8 possessions in the whole game. And so, you would sort of laugh at when you say a team scoring too quickly, but Coach Standard wants that ball. He wants to control the pace.
That's right.
So we will see what Lumpkin can do here. Final minute of this El Rey.
Plays to score both these touchdowns on Lumpkin's second possession. Curious to see how Gilmer's defense can adjust here, because Lumpkin has owned the line of scrimmage when it's had the ball on offense, and Gilmer has struggled to slow them down once they got going.
Score update from Floyd County into the first quarter. Fannin 0, Model 0. Over in Dawsonville, it is Dawson 6, Pickens 0. So a couple close games here for our North Georgia team. Same with the high kick. There's a flag, though, and so it looks like it'll be illegal formation or procedure on the Cats. They'll have to re-kick. Don't usually see that.
No. Especially on a kickoff.
Somebody lined up. Aspen Hadaway is back out there, so I think you were right, Caleb. Just got the breath knocked out of him.
That isn't a good feeling.
No. As you mentioned, these stands are full tonight. Gilmer does a great job of roping off certain sections. So you've got a student section, of course, a band section. You've got a section for the coaches' families, and so they have it partitioned off well where everybody can sit comfortably. So they did a little short kind of pooch kick that time. We'll see after the 5-yard backup if they want to kick it a little deeper. Kick it over towards that right side. It's going to be taken at the 20, so Lumpkin should get excellent field position. Oh, no, Sullins found a seam, and unless the kicker can tackle it, it's going to be a score, and Gilmer does a great job of recovering. Connor Same and Will Kiker come together, and that was a disaster from the start.
Boy, you kicked it to the wrong guy right there, and he found a seam and enough speed to really make a big run out of it there. And heads-up tackle there by your kicker and Kiker to stop what was a sure touchdown otherwise.
So Lumpkin winning the special teams battle so far. Gilmer with the poor kick coverage that time, the missed field goal, and it's going to put Lumpkin in a good position to win. Cooper Scott back out there, still limping a little, but getting a little bit better. He'll have a new tailback beside him this time after Sullins had that long kick return.
Gotta let him have a breather.
It's Gerald Walker Jr., number 28. Another good-looking athlete out there. They will hand him the ball, and he's got an opening. Going to be close to that first down marker, gain of about 8 on first down. So both of the offenses getting everything they want. The defense is going to have to step up just a little bit.
Well, here we were talking about a low-scoring game, and both of these offensives have kind of had their way with the defense here so far in this first quarter.
Should be the final play of this first quarter here. Play action this time. They've got one-on-one into the end zone. Defender never turns his back.
Holy cow.
No, he catches the ball. Wow. That one like it
Unbelievable.
never had a chance, and it's going to be touchdown Indians. What a throw and catch.
Looked like it bounced in the air, maybe off the defender, and he kept his eyes on it and get it. But beautiful throw. I mean, he's got an absolute cannon. Watch this here. Juggled it up and held on to it. What a great catch.
Wow.
And Cal Faulkner earned that one.
Yeah. So Mason Smith was there in coverage, never even turned around, sort of face guarded, and we're going to see if we can get one more look at that one here in just a second. But Cal Faulkner goes up and reaches over him and gets it, as you mentioned, sort of juggled it. We'll look at his feet on this replay. I wasn't sure that he got a foot down. We'll see on the replay if he did. But, you know, you got to give him that one either way, right?
Beautiful play.
This is the play before. We'll see if we can get the touchdown. Here it is. Going to be play action after that. Throws it up. Faulkner goes up. Let's see if we can watch that right foot. Nope, he does get one down. Actually gets two down. So great job by Faulkner. And, man, here we go again, 14-14.
That was a beautiful, beautiful passing catch there by the Indians to tie this thing at 14. And, boy, both these offenses just back and forth here tonight.
So everybody take a breath. It looks like that's going to be the end of the first quarter as well, and so so everybody will take a breath, and we'll get right back out and start it over. And so, first off, let's talk about what you can do defensively to adjust. If you're Lumpkin, you got to figure out how to not give up. We've had two 60-yard runs, so one by Watkins and one by Kiker, and so you're playing the middle well, but you got to shore up those edges somehow.
Both of them, really. I mean, Lumpkin's been able to move guys around on the edges, up the middle, especially even those short passes. I mean, they're going 1 yard over the line of scrimmage on the outside, turning and going. For Gilmer, it's just been that sweep that Lumpkin has struggled to stop, and give Gilmer a ton of credit. They blocked it well.
Yeah.
Like you said, though, the middle of the defense from both sides really kind of gummed up, but they're both having a lot of success on the outside. So you've had a quarter of play. Everybody's had a few possessions. Now the chess match starts to see how you start adjusting.
Yeah, for Gilmer, it's been a pretty simple. It wasn't even the sweep the last time. It was just that simple counter play. Yep. You follow the pulling guard and Banks and go on down. And for Lumpkin sort of having their way, whatever they want to do. Good kick brings Watkins all the way back to the 10-yard line. He's looking for a little bit of room, and he's going to be pushed out at about the 27-yard line. But that last play for Lumpkin, they draw it up perfectly. You get an 8-yard gain, and then you run play action. You've got one-on-one, and beautiful pitch and catch. Lumpkin, I think, is more versatile on offense. We can see that. They can do a lot of different things that in different ways. But for Gilmer, it's the old KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid. And they've kept it simple, and so far it's working.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, nothing fancy out of the Bobcats. Not a lot of window dressing. Very straightforward. Like you said, Lumpkin maybe a little bit more dynamic offensively, can really run and pass equally well here so far.
First down for the Cats. Rellinger under center. Going to hand it off to Watkins, and this time Lumpkin was ready for it. Maybe a yard on first down.
Both these teams have really absorbed each other's punches really well. Lumpkin will throw a punch with a big play. Gilmer comes right back with a big play of its own.
Gilmer slow in the pace here. Taking their time, being a little more deliberate. They want to keep the ball out of the hands of Cooper Scott.
Well, you see how efficiently they've moved the ball, and like we've talked about, maybe Gilmer scoring quicker than it would really like to in a perfect world, so going to take its time here and just milk as much clock as possible.
Rellinger holds on to it that time, pitches it, and there's more space on the outside. First down and more. That time Kiker.
Boy, Rellinger held on to it for just as long as he possibly could, trying to draw that defense in, pulls that lineman in to get him, and that springs Kiker down the sideline.
We'll see. Lumpkin's going to have to change the personnel there to stop that and respect those edges. And when you do that, Gilmer's going to start pounding you up the middle. And so choices to make on defense. Coach Nichols, the defensive coordinator for Lumpkin here in his first year, a great coach with a good pedigree. We know he'll make some adjustments. Two great coaching staffs as Rellinger is going to pitch that one out wide. And there's more room down that sideline for Kiker. Another first down. He stays in bounds. They shoved him and he stayed in. It's going to be another Bobcat touchdown. Wow. Poor tackling and into the end zone. Man, that just sort of nonchalant shove, and Kiker with great balance able to stay in. Let's see another replay and make sure you can see him here on the sideline. Watch those feet. The shove and just stays in. Wow.
And I think you had a little bit of give up there by Lumpkin, thinking that maybe they had pushed him out of bounds. And again, just blow for blow here, these offenses trading punches, a 58-yard run.
So Will Kiker and Hunter Watkins, we don't have the official numbers, but you're going to have multiple 1,000-yard rushers on this Bobcat team. And Rellinger will probably be in the 600-700-yard range. And so Gilmer stacking it up statistically. 21-14, Bobcats with a touchdown lead. We're going to take a break and catch our breath. Be back in 30 seconds.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for everyone. So come to El Rey Azteca for delicious food, great drinks, good friends, and loads of fun in a casual and friendly atmosphere.
A track meet has broken out inside Huff Mosley Memorial Stadium. Jeremy Green with Caleb Frady. Coach Donna Enos is down there on the field. Coach Lumpkin just cannot stop Gilmer on that outside run.
No, and I tell you what, I was right behind that run just then. And, I mean, Kiker did an awesome job down the sideline. He did not go out. I mean, I watched him all the way. And I tell you what, these Bobcats look great tonight.
Yeah, testament, I think, first off, to the speed of the Gilmer defense and something that Lumpkin's got to make an adjustment somewhere.
Like I said, at the beginning of the game, they were shifting their defensive line, trying to kind of throw some stuff off, but now they're getting set, and still, I mean, they can't cover the outside. That's where their weakness is the outside.
So, Connor Seam, I've been pronouncing his name wrong. It's S-E-I-M, and so I was trying to get the pronunciation correct, so thanks to the folks here that have corrected that. So, Connor Seam is his name, and he's been a busy man so far.
Yes, he has.
They kick it away from Sullins this time. I think that's wise. But there's going to be another return, and Gilmer is in big trouble. They're able to yank him down from behind, and that coverage team again allows a huge return, and Lumpkin will be working with a short field again.
Well, the coverage hasn't been great for Gilmer here tonight, because that's twice now that Lumpkin's been able to bust through, and they've got some speed. If you let them get a lane, they are taking it deep, and so now Lumpkin again, it only took 2 plays last time. Big return, 2 plays, you're in the end zone here. Lumpkin's in business again.
It was A.J. Scott that time on the return. Sullins back in the backfield alongside Cooper Scott. They look at the defense, and they look over to Coach Webb and his staff. Short pass that time from Scott. Cooper Scott gives you Patrick Mahomes vibes with his throwing motion. That thing was sort of sidearm. It is not by the book whatsoever, but it is effective.
Yeah, it works. He's slinging it out there, and it goes where it's intended to go. We saw on that touchdown pass, I mean, he just put it on the money, exactly where it needed to go. One-on-one, defender never turned around, but put it where only his guy could make a play on the ball. So really talented arm, and had some wheels that he was able to work with before he roughed that ankle up.
If you watched that Chiefs and Bucks game on Sunday Night Football, you saw about 5 different release points from Patrick Mahomes, and all of them worked. Sullins brought down there after a good gain. So it's going to be third down. Gilmer really desperately in need of a stop for their defense, at least for confidence sake. And if you're Lumpkin, you know, you got to go here. You got to keep pace because you're not doing well stopping what Gilmer's doing. Third down and 2. We'll see what they come up with. Sullen's in the backfield. They hand it off to him. He's going to have the first down. And a nice little cutback. 2 little cutbacks.
Couple of them, yeah. Just would take a step backwards anytime he needed a little bit more room here. Gets through the first level. There's 1, there's 2. Keeps his legs moving and keeps upright. You know, Gilmer had him wrapped up there. Good job, though, by him to just keep pounding ahead and pick up that first down.
Yeah, Bryson Shubin-Gibbs, the junior, the one that's finally able to bring him down. So, first down, Cooper Scott, a little double move that time, and nobody open. He goes back to the other side and finds a man out in the flat. Good gain into the hands of Walker Scott. They were trying to run a little double move that time, and receiver went out of bounds. Good shot there of the Gilmer student section. Their pink out game tonight. Little pink Christmas-like necklace. Need one of those. So a 5-yard
crowd.
gain. Yeah, you love Cooper Scott reading his progressions right there, right? So they did the pump fake, tried to get the double move, wasn't there, looked all the way back to the other side of the field and found his safety valve.
And enough mobility, too, to pull that pocket, get away from trouble, buy some time to get to that safety valve.
Big trouble right there. They run a reverse, and nobody's going to touch Cal Faulkner, but they're going to get holding out there. And look, we need to give some credit right now to Paul Standard.
Yep.
He let those officials have it for 5 straight minutes about the receivers holding his guys. And this time they run that reverse, and Faulkner is trying to run, and just a holding call out there on Carter DeSanto. And I don't know, Faulkner just sort of got in his own way. He should have scored. So that's going to go all the way back. That was a beautiful play call. Had all kind of space, and just the penalty ruined it.
Second penalty, 20 yards. A penalty yardage here tonight, both holds on Lumpkin. Gilmer's been whistled once for the offsides.
See if we can get another look at that from our guys running replay. It was a beautifully designed play because you had everything going to the right side, and then he just sort of tosses it over to Faulkner. I mean, there's nobody even in your screen. If Faulkner either cuts it inside or outside, he's fine, but he drew attention to the hold out there. And if you're the offensive coordinator, that's got to drive you nuts.
Yeah.
Second down and 6 after the penalty. Sullen's going to be close to that first down marker. It'll be 3rd and 1. It is not a great night to be a defensive player here in this Appalachian Propane second quarter. Lumpkin going fast now. 3rd down and 2. We're going to think about it for a second, look over to the sideline. We see this at every level of football now. Running back goes to the other side of Scott. Man in motion. And it's going to be a first down, and Sullen's going to be inside the 10-yard line. First down and goal. Walker Scott was the man in motion. He is the cousin of the quarterback. Family affair over there in Dahlonega.
Just a good handoff there, and room to move there, and a little extra on the end.
These offensive lines really, really imposing their will on the defensive front so far here tonight. It's so funny. It's been Lumpkin with the sustained drives and Gilmer with the
big play.
The big play, the opposite of what the coaches would like to do. This time Sullins falls down on the ground. Thought he lost the ball for a minute, but he's going to hold on to it.
I thought he had, but a little bit of indecision there by Cooper Scott that time. Really kind of held on to that thing for a little bit longer than he wanted to before putting it into the belly of the back.
He wants to run. Probably not the best idea. He probably has strict instructions not to do that. Second down and goal from the 10. They lost 2 yards on that one. Gilmer defense wanting to rise up, at least hold them to a field goal attempt.
get a timeout here.
Yeah, coaches want to talk about it. Lumpkin with a big moment in this game. So while Coach Webb talks about it with his team, we're going to step aside. 21-14 our score. We got a good one here at Gilmer.
When other dealers are hitting the brakes, Bill Holt Blue Ridge is stomping the gas with our biggest selection of the year. We've got over 400 vehicles in stock and North Georgia's biggest truck inventory. Head back to school in a new Chevrolet with our lowest payments of the year. Drive a new Chevrolet for just $199 a month. That's only $199 a month at Bill Holt. And we've never paid more for trades. And we'll buy your vehicle even if you don't buy from us. When it comes to North Georgia's largest selection of new trucks and pre-owned vehicles, there's only one name you need to know: Bill Holt Blue Ridge.
Second down and 10. Scott throws it back across the field, and Gilmer did a great job reading that one defensively. Mason Smith all over it that time. Tried the little throwback pass, and that one almost dropped, but caught. And so 3rd down and 11 now. So that one backfired. 3rd and 12 officially. We'll see what they come up with.
Yeah, not the best decision right there, just throwing back across the body to a well-defended receiver, but not a lot of options right there. The Bobcat defense kind of getting thick down here in the red zone.
So Scott looking for somebody, and he is going to be dropped back at the 20-yard line. That defense absolutely making a stand. Huge play on 3rd down by the Bobcats.
Yeah, and of course, again, he doesn't need to be taking a lot of unnecessary hits, but didn't have a lot of time to get rid of the ball right there. Gilmer brings pressure, able to get home. And a good job there by the Bobcat defense that really up until that 1st and goal has been pushed around most of the night. But you get down 1st and goal, back against the wall, had to make some plays. Credit the Bobcats.
Yeah, Jeff Nelson dialing it up there on 3rd down. It's going to be a field goal attempt. Gilmer's already missed one. Lumpkin gets it, and it looks like it's going to be up and good. So the field goal knocked down. Lumpkin continuing to win on special teams tonight. And that will make it 21-17. We'll step aside for 30 seconds and be right back. Good game going on.
ATC knows the internet is evolving, taking new twists and turns. As we add our input, make our choices, and follow the light that connects us all. It's quite a journey, one to experience with the fastest speeds available. Contact ATC. Connect to the internet speed that suits your journey. And enjoy the ride.
21-17 our score. Donna Enos is down there in the shadow of the Gudger-Sluter Fieldhouse, and Coach Lumpkin, after the great field position, cashes in with a field goal.
They do, and I'll tell you what, credit to the Bobcat defense. That was a lick on the quarterback there on Scott. He never saw it coming, and it was. I'm so glad it was down here on my end so I could witness that.
That's right. Jeff Nelson, a guy you know from down there in Pickens, dialing up the pressure on 3rd down, and they get the stop and hold him to a field goal. Oh, the kick is muffed down there by Kiker, and he's looking for some room and able to recover and get it out to the 29, 28-yard line. That was almost a disaster.
Yeah, it was, and well enough blocked that he had time to find the ball, not panic, pick it up, and get it. Waits for it to kind of slow down to get a good grip on it, and still able to pick up several yards there on the return. Well blocked, and very appreciative of that blocking.
Nice little pat on the butt there from Caleb Norrell. We've seen some of the chippiness slow down, and now everybody seems to be on the same page. 1st and 10, Gilmer. Of course, Gilmer got the ball first, so Lumpkin will get it at the half. This time it's the toss sweep, and it's more room on the outside. Hunter Watkins brought down by his jersey there, out close to a 1st down, and another hurt player for Lumpkin out there. And the coaches are letting the officials have it.
There's a couple of flags down.
Yeah. We'll see if we can see what happens. That was from back behind the play.
That had the potential to be a little bit dangerous there on the tackle there. With Watkins kind of getting hung up, just left him standing upright as a sitting duck to get popped.
Yeah, let's see if we can take another look at that play. The injured player is number 34, Dakota Bennett, but this is the end of the play. The injury happened before, but as you mentioned, Watkins got sort of grabbed by the jersey. But there is some discussion going on between the officials and between the coaches about, I assume it's going to be an illegal block. I don't know if it's a chop block or what, but the Lumpkin coaches are upset. The Gilmer coaches are upset. The officials are trying to figure it out. I'm not really sure what happened. It was well behind the play. So we'll see what they call. There's been a lot of discussion.
Got the pad and the paper out here.
Wow, I believe they're going to call that whatever the high school version of targeting is on 82, Bryson Daniel. I assume they'll call contact to the head, and I don't know if he's going to be ejected or what that is, but that was a very dangerous hit.
Not often you've seen an offensive player get called for that too.
The Lumpkin coaches are beside themselves, and it was the extension of that right arm and the upward movement, I think, that what caused it. And there has been a long discussion between these officials. Looks like we're finally going to get a call. It's going to be a personal foul. It looks like that he is saying the 82 is ejected from the game because he was going towards the head, and Coach Standard is visibly unhappy. And he better be careful or he's going to get a flag too. And so they are going to eject Bryce Daniel from the game. And I don't know if there was anything intentional or malicious, but it was certainly a tough hit, and Coach Standard is trying to fight for his player. What do you think, Caleb? I don't know.
I don't know. Like you said, I don't know if it was necessarily malicious intent, but head injuries, head safety is such a focus for officials in the game of football now. I think the optics necessarily, we've seen a lot of targeting plays where, the head rocking back or, a horse collar. It may not have actually been a horse collar, but that movement draws the officials' attention really quickly. And I think all it takes is that upward movement just grabs their eye, even if it wasn't necessarily a bad hit.
Yeah, I think the ejection, when we don't know the high school rule, I think the ejection either tells us one of two things, that they're emphasizing that and it's a rule, or that they felt like there was some malice behind it. Coach, you're down there in the end zone and you saw it. Certainly a vicious-looking hit, but, I don't know. Coach Standard at least doesn't think it warrants the ejection.
Well, I tell you what, Coach Standard has not stopped all night. Both coaches on the field upset, and, I didn't see the end of that hit, but it did bring upset feelings from both sides.
Yeah, you saw Heath Webb run out onto the field, and, I thought the conversation was between he and Coach Standard for a minute, but I think they were both talking to the officials, and, obviously Lumpkin thinks it's a dirty hit. Gilmer doesn't, but the result of the play is this. So it is first down and 10. I guess they're calling that after the play, even though it was during the play. So it'll be first down for the Bobcats, but they are marched all the way back to about the 14-yard line.
I tell you what, you got to give credit to these officials, giving these coaches their say. I mean, of course, it's the officials' fault they're upset in their eyes, but they are letting them have their say.
Yeah, Coach Standard, we see him being, vocal from time to time, but man, he's upset tonight, and he knows how big this game is.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
So 5:37 left in the Appalachian Propane second quarter, and it's going to be 1st and 23 after the penalty. Everybody has seemingly calmed down for the moment. They're going to hand it to Titus in very short gain, and so offensively this really does mess up everything about what Gilmer wants to do. There's not a lot of 2nd and 23 plays in their playbook.
There's not. I mean, that type of penalty has the potential to just completely ruin the drive. unless you're able to pop a big run. Those usually happen more or less just by the way the play develops, not necessarily by design. So Gilmer behind the chains here. Really got its work cut out for it here, basically with only 2 more plays to try to pick up 20 yards.
Yeah. So 2nd down and 21, they say here, and Rellinger pitches it out. Watkins has got some more room down that sideline. He is going to be about 5 yards short, so that certainly helps their cause. It'll be 3rd down and medium.
Well, that play will certainly pick you up a lot of yardage there. Just a quick option here, getting it back out on the perimeter here. And, again, like you said, Watkins getting out there and picking up some really nice yardage. Now 3rd and 6. So now you got a lot of options here offensively if you're Gilmer.
We'll see what the call is. This is one of those where we'll sort of see how they feel about the push. See if they try to keep it on the ground or if we see Rellinger throw it. They're going to run their option, and it's going to be close out there to the marker. It looks like they're going to pick up the 1st down. Watkins on the outside. 1st down, yep. Going to be past the marker, yep, 1st down.
Boy, just a good play there. You know exactly where you got to go. Pull the defense in as long as you can, and Watkins running for his life, knowing he has got to get to that spot to move the chains and turn that corner. And good angles there by the Lumpkin defense, but Watkins able to use that speed and get that 1st down.
Score update from Floyd County. It is Model 7, Fannin 0 at the half. That will raise some eyebrows. We'll plunge up the middle there for a couple of yards. I don't think Gilmer has any intention of giving Lumpkin this ball back before halftime.
No, Bobcats, other than that prior stop, haven't really shown a lot of ability to slow that offense down tonight. So I think Gilmer wants to drain this clock down as much as it possibly can and put it in the end zone.
Milking that play clock as much as they can. Only 20 seconds left on it, and they're still in the huddle, so they'll go to the line. 15 seconds left on it now. 3:45 left in the quarter. Rellinger keeps it this time. He's going to be wrapped up, so it's going to be 3rd down. I think this may be a situation where you do have to at least consider throwing 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8.
Just blocked really poorly there, and a good effort there by Relich to get back behind, beat his man, get behind the play, and able to come back, make the tackle there from behind, and a timeout.
Yeah, timeout taken. This is a big play in the game for both teams, so we'll see what they come up with. We'll take a quick break and come back. 3 minutes and 7 seconds left. Gilmer with a slight lead over Lumpkin.
United Country Talking Rock Realty says it best. I'm happy as long as I can see Sharp Top. From the ground up, new home to complete renovation or remodel, we have combined the amazing workmanship of SGC Groups, transforming the forgotten to the fabulous. Teamwork makes the dream work. For buying, selling, or flipping, call Sherry Martin at 404-375-0590 or Evelyn Calhoun at 770-733-0779.
Huge 3rd down and 7 coming up for the Bobcats. One of the bigger plays of the night here. If you can get a stop, if you're Lumpkin, you have a chance to score before the half and you get the ball back. Gilmer wants to extend this drive and milk the clock. Running the option. Kiker looking for a little bit of room. He's got it. He's going to have the 1st down, and he's going to have more. He outruns the defense, and he's going to be all the way to the house for another Gilmer touchdown. Cannot catch him on the outside tonight. Will Kiker into the end zone for the 3rd time.
Unbelievable run there, and you could see a few fans in the stands as soon as he turned the corner, throw the arms up, because that one was going to be a touchdown as soon as he got by his guy there. And again, size doesn't always equate to speed. And that's one thing that Lumpkin has struggled with a little bit defensively. Have struggled to keep up, although we've got a flag. That was going to come back.
Wow, no, didn't see that flag at all.
No.
The special teams unit was actually already out on the field, and I'm not sure what exactly happened. So it's Rellinger is over there, and he's furious. Let's see if we can see what happened. Did they call Watkins for a block in the back? Let's see here.
He's being held.
Yeah. And see, there's no flag on the field at this point, and so he came in very late. And the pink flags, all the rest of the
something
pink.
out of sight there. Like you said, a block in the back. But man, that's a crushing penalty there for the Bobcats.
Paul Standard has officially tonight taken Ricky Spears off of his Christmas card list. Spears is the referee tonight, and I don't know exactly what the call was. It was a block in the back or a hold that was called, but Isaac Rellinger was visibly furious, and he's not a kid that we typically see a lot of emotion from. Coach, you were down there. That flag seemed like it came in really late.
Well, it actually didn't come in that late because, they threw it immediately because I saw it hit right there on the ground. But I think it had to be the block in the back right there.
Yeah, we had the benefit of replay, Coach, and there was no arms extended or anything. He just kind of got in the way of the guy. And I don't know. That's, the referees have had some tough situations to be put in, but you can see Coach Standard out there at midfield talking to them. I don't think they're exchanging pleasantries, Coach.
No, and of course the flag went right in front of the Lumpkin County bench. And again, hats off to these officials for letting Coach Standard have so much say because they have listened to him a lot tonight. You don't usually get that luxury of getting to have that much say.
Yeah, and he is very respected across the state, and I don't know, that respect might be wearing thin for those officials right now. We've got it up here on the monitor, and he is just letting them have it. I don't think there's any ugly words or anything being said, but he's visibly frustrated.
Well, and I think he knows how far across the line he's towing. I think he knows he's probably cashing in some chips with those officials. After he was arguing the ejection earlier, he came back and made a point to get his guys off of the sideline to make sure they don't get called for anything being up on the sideline.
So we saw there it was a personal foul that was called, and I don't know. Yeah, this confusion. We don't have the referees mic'd like they do in college and the NFL, but I didn't think that was a block in the back. So they're going to call there a personal foul. We don't know what happened that warranted that, but that's the second personal foul that we've seen in this first half, and that's why you've got this coaching staff so upset.
If you go back to we're talking about the ejection, and I think what the rule is, he'll have to sit out this second half plus the first half of the next game, I believe.
Yeah, which next week, of course, is a big game. You play your rival in Pickens, so that one hurts. The Bobcats do pick up the first down there, so it'll be first down and 10, 3 minutes left. So you are sustaining a drive, which will make the coaching staff happy. Watkins with a gain there, but when you take a touchdown off the board, I don't care who the coach is, he's going to be furious.
Yeah, I hate leaving points on the field or having them taken away from you there, but the upside is Gilmer's able to continue to drain this clock a bit because they had left a fair amount of time for Lumpkin. Here you're going to run this clock down another minute or two here and be in good shape.
We thank everybody that's watching us at home, getting a lot of feedback on different social media apps and texts tonight. Got a lot of folks tuning in for this game, and it has been an entertaining one. Gilmer holding on to a 4-point lead so far. They are certainly milking that clock now down to under 3, or almost to under 2. Looks like there is another flag on the field, and if this one's on Gilmer, now there's going to be a personal foul on the sideline on Lumpkin. Things breaking down a little bit out there, and another one.
Well, the concern is that one's about to be an offsetting personal foul, so Gilmer's going to lose the personal foul that it did have against Lumpkin there. There's a face mask that didn't get called. Well blocked, nearly a good tackle there, but just driven to the ground out of bounds. So there's personal foul number 1, but then I think there's some shoving around and some talking going on, and Gilmer's going to get penalized as well because one of the Lumpkin players was walking away clapping.
So the personal foul on Lumpkin is going to be on Will Wood, who's one of the defensive leaders. And, you know, see if we can get another replay of the end of that. I didn't see what Gilmer did unless it was something that was said, you know, your mama joke or something that was told down there. We see the end of the play. Here's Will Wood engaging inbounds. The sling is what gets it.
And that's a penalty all day. So,
and we'll see at the end here if they came back. Yeah, it was 19 that said something there for Gilmer. That's Isaac Freeman. He's a senior. He ought to know better than that. And whatever he said got the coach mad and the officials.
Yeah, and that's what Coach Standard was mad about initially was why can't you just stay on the sideline, don't get yourself involved there.
And we actually saw Freeman on a couple plays before being calmed down by the coaches. I don't know if he was involved in that last personal foul or what, but this second quarter has turned into a marathon. We've seen 2 personal fouls on Gilmer. We're about to see a third. We see one on Lumpkin with the late hit. I think there was a hold on that as well.
Yeah, that's your flag at midfield that still has yet to be addressed.
Coach Ennis is down there. I think there's 8 or 9 flags on the field, Coach. We got yellow ones, pink ones. What's going on?
Well, I tell you what, I could see very clearly the late hit out of bounds where he slung him down. I saw immediately the flag come up for the I guess you should say the language that should not have been said. And I do believe that they've got a hold right here at midfield.
So it looks like we'll get Gilmer eventually will lose 10 yards, and the personal fouls will be offsetting. But these officials, man, they've had a hard job tonight. They've had a lot of conferences and huddles, and then they've had to go explain it to Heath Webb and Paul Standard, 2 well-respected coaches who don't mind letting you know what they think. Well, so after the play here, personal foul on Lumpkin, unsportsmanlike on Gilmer, those offset. So we got it right. Go ahead, Coach.
Well, it looks like it's a low block instead of a hold right there. But, you know, I tell you what, the emotion in this game, you know, you were talking about it before the game started, how the emotion, you know, and the magnitude of this game, and that is really coming out tonight.
Yeah, certainly some of these penalties are involved in that. But we've seen some of everything. We've seen personal fouls. We've seen every penalty you could imagine, chop blocks and targeting, and we've seen all kinds of things. We've seen lots of delays, and every other game in the state's getting ready to start the third quarter, and we're still 2 minutes from halftime. Gilmer has had the ball, Caleb, for what seems like an hour on this drive, but still not even at midfield after those penalties.
Just a wildly sloppy series here. It's not been a good one, but 2 minutes to go here, just shy of midfield. Gilmer really needs to kind of get moving here, grind that clock, and try to get some points on the board.
But this play seems to continue to be there. That time they got tangled up and couldn't get out of the way of Freeman, and Lumpkin sideline is really fired up. So at halftime, the message will be from both of the coaches. First, calm down. Yep. Let's take a break and see Gilmer, and I'm interested to see how this plays out. As we were looking down this list of people on the homecoming court, half of Gilmer's football team is on the homecoming court. If I'm Coach Standard, I want my kids in the locker room so I can talk to them. I don't care, you know, that their girlfriend bought a dress and it's homecoming. I want them in there. But typically we've seen those players allowed to participate in the homecoming festivities. So we'll see how that shakes out.
Yeah, neither team playing with a lot of composure, especially here in this second quarter. And Gilmer's really kind of let the personal fouls out up here. You had a couple of personal fouls, the low block. It was Lumpkin that looked a little bit sloppier earlier with 2 holding penalties, but Gilmer's seeing those holding penalties with 15-yard personal fouls.
So minute 48 left, Gilmer with third and forever. Rellinger is in the shotgun. We have not seen that, I don't think, a single time this year. So he is going to have to throw it, but they call a quarterback draw. Interesting. And Coach Webb is going to run out and call timeout. Energetic guy over there is Heath Webb. And so Lumpkin is, after all that, going to get the ball back with about a minute 35, minute 40 left. And are you surprised by that play call that Gilmer didn't try to at least run that option play or do something that, you know, could get some positive yardage?
Yeah, a little bit. I just really thought that you'd see a little bit more aggression right there, especially knowing, you know, Lumpkin's got, you know, had 2 timeouts, take one there to try to stop the clock. But Gilmer's not really shown an ability to put the ball in the air here tonight. I don't know if that's a lack of trust, wanting to be a little bit more conservative with your game plan. Don't trust the quarterback maybe quite as much, but worth throwing one down there, and if it's incomplete, you're punting anyways.
So 4th and 22. You do make Lumpkin burn a timeout, which is positive, but you can tell with the way this drive has shaken out that the coaches didn't want to make a mistake there, and you can appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. It's and if you're Gilmer, don't throw an interception because you're leading 21-17. If you can get a nice kick here, get a couple of negative plays, you're going to get the ball. You might get the ball back. You're going to at least run the clock out in the half, and you go to the locker room with a lead.
So it's Kiker back to punt. Rellinger is back there in the backfield too, and so Lumpkin paying attention to that, but Gilmer will punt. It's a short kick, but it's high, and they're hoping for a good bounce. It bounces out of bounds, and Lumpkin's going to take over there at about the 30, let's see where the official finally stops, 37-yard line. So another short field.
Gilmer holds the ball for almost 4 minutes, runs 10 plays on that drive, and comes up empty just due to the mistakes and the sloppy play.
And you know that there has to be so much frustration if you don't come back at the player and get that offsetting personal foul. You still have the ball and you probably have scored. And so that is one of those things that turns out to be a big deal. The penalty yardage in this game has hurt both teams, but especially Gilmer. You got a loose football over there on the field, referee chasing it down. We've seen it all tonight, folks. There's no telling. Stay buckled up. We may be here till midnight. It's homecoming, of course. Takes a little bit of time, and it's interesting. Scott that time almost threw it into the arms of Mason Smith. Gilmer has snuffed out that little short throw over to the flat, and it's going to be 2nd down and long. Clock continuing to run, 1:21 left. That was greatly defended there into the hands of Carter DeSanto. Scott going to take a shot deep this time. Smith in coverage. That's going to be incomplete. A little bit of contact there, but the officials don't throw a flag. There is one in the backfield, though.
Probably in the area of the hold.
It is going to be on the Indians. And, you hate it when that happens because the game has become so disjointed now. We saw the offenses just flowing back and forth, and now all these penalty flags have slowed it down. But
feels like penalties kind of breed more penalties.
The defenses have adjusted, a little bit here, but the penalties are really what's slowing the offenses down. And Coach, you're down there on the sideline. The offenses are marching backwards on both sides right now.
Yeah, this is not what we saw the last time we were here.
Yeah, 3rd down and 23. Actually, yeah, well, we'll see what they can do. Should be 2nd down, I think, as that was a holding call, so it would be 2nd down and 23. Scott throws it to his guy and gets a running start. So unconventional, the throw-in motion, and but it's working. So it's going to be 3rd down here, and I guess they'll say about 11 or 12.
Picked a decent little chunk of it up there on 2nd down, and so 3rd and 11 here. You got some options.
The clock is running, though. You've got 30 seconds left, and they're just staring over there.
Might be content to let a lot of this clock burn down, just take a big shot to the end zone here.
So they, as I mentioned, not in a rush. Going to be 3rd down. We'll see if they just run the ball, and they will. Sullins, though, almost broke out, but he's going to be taken down, and we assume that'll be the last play of the first half.
It will be.
We have seen it all here. It's halftime, and after a very long, very interesting first half, it will be Gilmer taking the lead into the locker room, 21-17. And Coach Standard over there leading his guys in. Everybody makes their way cleanly towards the locker room. Let's tell you what we've got going on now. It's halftime, but it is also homecoming. So we're going to take a break in just a minute, and the band is making their way on for the music and everybody in their nice suits and dresses is getting ready, and we're going to have everything for you. We're going to step aside for just a minute. When we come back, it'll be the Luttrell's Hardware halftime show. Homecoming festivities await.
Luttrell's Hardware in Copper Hill, Tennessee is your one-stop do-it-yourself shop. We stock everything from fasteners, electrical and plumbing parts, power tools, animal feed, and save yourself a trip or two into town and come see us at Luttrell's Hardware on Highway 68 in Copper Hill, next to Runway Fireworks, or give us a call at 423-548-3300.
You're guaranteed prompt, reliable service with every job when you hire the original plumber. We believe in traditional values like integrity, honesty, and hard work. We offer transparent, upfront pricing, and our techs will take the time to educate you about your options. We have years of experience handling all types of plumbing work. From tankless water heaters to digging sewer lines, we can handle all of your residential or commercial needs. The original plumber is here to help you with your plumbing, septic, and HVAC needs.
Welcome back to the Luttrell's Hardware halftime show. It is homecoming here at Gilmer, and more importantly, it's halftime for these football teams to calm down and shake off some of that frustration from the second quarter. A couple score updates for you. Pickens trailing Dawson 27-0 at halftime on the road. It is also Fannin trailing 7-0 on the road at Model. So Pickens and Fannin both in a little bit of trouble. Wesleyan with a 3-point lead over White County in a region score, which is pretty interesting. So we'll keep you up to date on all those scores from around the area. But it is, as we mentioned, time to go down to the field for homecoming. We will let you be all a part of the celebration for homecoming, and then we will get you ready for the third quarter in just a little bit.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Gilmer High School's homecoming court ceremony. We would like to thank Karen Kerr from L&J Flores for donating the beautiful flowers for tonight's ceremony, as well as our student government officers for helping present tonight. Now we would like to present our 2022 homecoming court. This year's freshman representatives are Lila Ard and Gabe Patterson. Lila is the daughter of Justin and Tasha Ard. She is a GHS cheerleader and participates in FFA. She enjoys being a cheerleader, working, and traveling. Gabe is the son of Joey and Lindy Patterson. Gabe is a member of the GHS band, and he enjoys reading. This year's sophomore representatives are Carly Becerra and Isaac Rellinger. Carly is the daughter of Florencio and Virginia Becerra. She is a member of the GHS cross-country team, basketball, and soccer teams. She also plays on the Georgia Summit travel basketball team. She enjoys spending time with her friends, playing sports, and helping with community projects. Isaac is the son of Cassie Sanford and Jamie Rellinger. He is a GHS quarterback and a member of the track team. He enjoys hanging out with his family and friends. Tonight, his younger brother Ryan is taking his place. This year's junior representatives are Lily Thurman and Caden Ferris. Lily is the daughter of Heather Howard and Jeff Thurman. Lily is a member of the GHS competition and sideline cheering squad, a member of the FFA, a participant in Lead Gilmer, vice president of the junior class, and a member of the Ebenezer Baptist Church. Lily enjoys cheerleading, trips with the FFA, and spending times with her family and friends. Caden is the son of Joe and Violicia Ferris. As an aspiring leader, he is the junior class president, a member of the Principals Advisory Council, a member of the Student Government Association and Junior Beta, and a participant in the Lead Gilmer program. When not leading others, Caden enjoys going to church, talking to people, and spending time on the lake with his family. And now for our 2022 senior class representatives. First, we have Miss Addie Davenport. Addie is the daughter of Amy and Jack Milton and Philip and Patsy Davenport. Addie is the president of the Gilmer Drama and Chorus programs. She has been a section leader in chorus since her freshman year and is also working in the choral department for work-based learning. She has attended district honor chorus all 4 years of high school and has had a lead role in the spring musicals for the past 2 years. She also dedicates her time rehearsing to compete in comedic oral interpretation and literary trio, in which she won region and earned 5th place in state last year. During her free time, Addie enjoys designing dresses, going on adventures with her boyfriend Caden, and spending quality time with her family. After graduation, Addie plans on attending Kennesaw State University to major in theater and performance studies in hopes of becoming a theater teacher. Addie is being escorted by her mother and father. Next, we have Ben Serrer. He is the son of April Prince. He is a member of the GHS marching and jazz bands, an Upward Bound participant, and a member of the Student Government Association. In his free time, he plays video games, sports, and hangs out with friends. After graduation, he plans on attending UNG and getting a degree in political science or criminology and working for the GBI. He is being escorted tonight by his mother. Next, we have Miss Macy Hamby. Macy is the daughter of Dustin and Brandy Hamby. She plays on the GHS softball team and is a member of FCCLA. When not at school or on the softball field, Macy enjoys hanging out with friends. After graduation, she plans to attend Appalachian State University on a softball scholarship. She is being escorted tonight by her father. Next, we have Herschel DeFore. Herschel is the son of Brent and Joy DeFore. He is a member of the GHS football team and the golf team. When he isn't playing sports, he likes to lift weights and hang out with his friends. After graduation, Herschel plans to join the Air Force or attend a technical school. His father is standing in his place tonight, and he is being escorted by his mother. Next, we have Miss Lainey Hensley. Lainey is the daughter of Brian and Christy Hensley. She is on the Principals Advisory Committee, a member of FFA, on the nationally recognized parliamentary procedure team, and she is the voice of the morning announcements at GHS. She enjoys helping others and spending time hunting and fishing with her dad. After graduation, she plans on attending UNG to become a nurse. She has been escorted tonight by her father. Our next senior is Isaiah Jones. Isaiah is the son of Jeff and Jennifer Jones. He is a member of SCCLA. When not at school, Isaiah enjoys hanging out with friends, fishing, and going to church. After graduation, he plans to attend UNG in Dahlonega to pursue a career in computer science. He is being escorted tonight by his mother. Next, we have Miss Natalie Hensley. Natalie is the daughter of Nathan and Amanda Hensley. She is a dual enrollment student at NGCSU. She is a part of FFA, Lead Gilmer, the United Community Bank Board of Junior Directors, and a very active member in the GHS art program. When she isn't at school, Natalie enjoys making art, reading, traveling, and spending time with family and friends. After graduation, she plans to attend school for art. She is being escorted by her father tonight. Our next senior is Will Kiker. Will is the son of Paul and Holly Kiker. He is a member of the GHS football, basketball, and track teams. When he isn't at school or playing sports, he enjoys hanging out with friends, listening to music, and working out. After graduation, he plans to go to college and major in business or civil engineering. He hopes to play football at the next level. His parents are representing him tonight. Next, we have Miss Taylor McCormick. Taylor is the daughter of Skip and Crystal McCormick. She is a member of the GHS volleyball and track teams, a member of the Student Government Association, Mu Alpha Theta, Science National Honor Society, History National Honor Society, and the Beta Club. In her free time, she enjoys spending time with the people she loves and playing volleyball. After graduating, Taylor plans to attend college where she may be recruited as a high jumper for the track team. She plans on going wherever life takes her, ideally Hawaii or on a yacht. She is being escorted by her father. Our next senior is Law Likens. Law is the son of Larry and Shay Likens. He is part of the GHS swim and tennis teams, as well as the Stingray swim team and North Georgia Tennis Club. He is on the Principals Advisory Committee, the History Honor Society, the United Community Bank Junior Board, and the FFA. He enjoys swimming, playing tennis, kayaking, hanging out with friends, and just being active. After graduating, Law plans to go to college and major in finance. He hopes to open his own financial firm one day. He is being escorted tonight by his parents. Next, we have Miss Ashlyn Poole. Ashlyn is the daughter of Joy and Jacqueline Poole. Ashlyn is the student body president, the saxophone section leader for the GHS marching band, participates in the symphonic, jazz, and pep bands. She's also a member of the Beta Club, the Science and History Honor Societies, and a member of the Principals Advisory Council. She is also the chairman of the CLC's Junior Board of Directors and a member of the United Community Bank's Junior Board of Directors. When she isn't leading, she enjoys traveling with her family and spending time with friends. After high school, Ashlyn hopes to attend the University of Georgia to become a nurse, anesthetist, or a psychologist. She is being escorted by her father tonight. Our next senior is Camden Lyles. Camden is the son of Joey and Laura Lyles. He is a member of and chaplain for the GHS marching band, the drumline captain and center snare, the captain of the GHS soccer team, a member of the CLC Junior Board of Directors, as well as the United Community Bank Junior Board, and a lead Gilmer cohort member. Camden is also an active member in the First Baptist Church and the National Honor Society of High School Scholars member. In his free time, he likes to play soccer at the National League level with the Cherokee Impact Soccer Club, study the Bible, and hang out with friends. Upon graduation, Camden hopes to go to college and play soccer. He's being escorted tonight by his parents. Next, we have Miss Charlie Poteet. Charlie is the daughter of Chris and Gabrielle Poteet. She is a member of the GHS Lady Cats basketball team, a member of Mu Alpha Theta, a Science National Honor Society member, and a History Honor Society member. Charlie is also an active member of the Student Government Association. When she has free time, she likes to hike, do Bible studies, and raise her chickens. After GHS, Charlie plans to attend KSU and pursue a career in finance. She is being escorted tonight by her father. Our next senior is Christian Sumner. Christian is the son of Mike and Shannon Sumner. He's a member of the GHS varsity basketball and track teams, as well as a member of the FFA, where he participates in poultry judging. Christian's hobbies include playing basketball, fishing, skateboarding, and participating in church-related activities. After graduation, he would like to attend KSU and major in sports management. Tonight, he is being escorted by his mother. Next, we have Miss Maddie Rosas Wright. Maddie is the daughter of Matthew Wright and Rebecca Rosa. She is a member of the GHS softball, Lady Cats basketball, and golf teams. She is also a member of the Science, Math, and History Honor Societies and an active member of the Student Government Association. When she isn't playing sports, Maddie enjoys playing travel softball, spending time with her family, traveling, shopping, and hanging out with friends. After graduation, Maddie plans to attend the University of West Alabama on a softball scholarship. She plans on majoring in nursing. Today, she is being escorted by her father. Our next senior is Mason Smith. Mason is the son of Tracy Smith. He's a member of the Gilmer football and baseball team. He loves to spend time with family and friends and helping others in the community. After graduation, he plans to attend college to become a teacher and coach. He is being represented by his brother David Smith tonight. Next, we have Miss Adrienne Thompson. Adrienne is the daughter of Brett Thompson and Josh and Suzanne Thompson. She is a member of the GHS volleyball team, the Skills USA Club, and the CLC Junior Board. She enjoys studying her Bible, playing the ukulele, and spending time with her friends. After high school, Adrienne plans to attend College of Coastal Georgia to study accounting. She is being escorted by her father. Next, we have Hunter Watkins. Hunter is the son of Jeff and Gina Watkins. He is a member of the GHS football, basketball, and track teams. He enjoys playing sports, hunting, fishing, and hanging out with friends. After graduation, Hunter plans to go to college and get a degree in construction management. His mother is escorting his father, who is representing him tonight. Next, we have Miss Anna Waddell. Anna is the daughter of Mark and Lisa Waddell. She is on the basketball and golf teams and is part of the FFA, FCA, and Junior Beta Club, Junior Board of United Community Bank and Friends Club, Rho Kappa Honor Society, and the Principals Advisory Committee. Anna enjoys singing, hunting, fishing, and riding horses. She plans on going to college and obtaining a medical degree. She is being escorted tonight by her father. And our final senior is Connor Wimpy. Connor is the son of Ricky and Meredith Wimpy. He is a member of the GHS basketball and golf teams. He enjoys hunting, fishing, watching sports, and hanging out with his friends. After graduation, he plans to attend a technical school to learn a trade. He is being escorted tonight by his mother. At this time, we would also like to welcome back our 2021 homecoming queen and king, Ariel Prisco and Jimmy Aguilar. Let's congratulate the underclassmen one more time as they exit the field. And now we will announce the 2022 homecoming winners. Our third runners up, Herschel DeFore and Adrienne Thompson. Our second runner-ups, Will Kiker and Natalie Hensley. Our first runner-ups, Ben Becerra and Addie Davenport. And the 2022 Homecoming King, Mr. Camden Lyles. And the 2022 GSH Homecoming Queen, Miss Ashlyn Poole. Let's have one more great round of applause for our 2022 Homecoming Court and our King and Queen, Ashlyn Poole and Camden Lyles. Thank you.
Since 1994, North Georgia has called on Appalachian Propane for all its propane needs. Why propane? It's extremely affordable, efficient, and most of all, clean burning. Go green and think clean with propane. Our exceptional customer service and affordable rate has made us the best choice for residential, business, and farms throughout North Georgia. So the next time you think propane, think Appalachian Propane, a division of the Thomas Oil Company since 1960. Remember, go green and think clean with Appalachian Propane.
Work hard. Play hard. Hit hard. Win hard. Your only connection to high school sports. Tune in Fridays at 7 p.m. to catch the action on the gridiron, only on ETC3.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for everyone. So come to El Rey Azteca for delicious food, great drinks, good friends, and loads of fun in a casual and friendly atmosphere.
When other dealers are hitting the brakes, Bill Holt Blue Ridge is stomping the gas with our biggest selection of the year. We've got over 400 vehicles in stock and North Georgia's biggest truck inventory. Head back to school in a new Chevrolet with our lowest payments of the year. Drive a new Chevrolet for just $199 a month. That's only $199 a month at Bill Holt. And we've never paid more for trades. And we'll buy your vehicle even if you don't buy from us. When it comes to North Georgia's largest selection of new trucks and pre-owned vehicles, there's only one name you need to know: Bill Holt Blue Ridge.
ATC knows the internet is evolving, taking new twists and turns. As we add our input, make our choices, and follow the light that connects us all. It's quite a journey, one to experience with the fastest speeds available. Contact ETC. Connect to the internet speed that suits your journey, and enjoy the ride.
Talking Rock Realty says it best. I'm happy as long as I can see Sharp Top. From the ground up, new home to complete renovation or remodel, we have combined the amazing workmanship of SGC Groups, transforming the forgotten to the fabulous. Teamwork makes the dream work. For buying, selling, or flipping, call Sherry Martin at 404-375-0590 or Evelyn Calhoun at 770-733-0779.
We are back, just about ready for the second half to get underway. Congratulations to the homecoming king, Camden Lyles, and the homecoming queen, Ashlyn Poole. And, big celebration there. Notice
such a sloppy second quarter there. Several penalties, and they were backbreakers too. Gilmer you'll never know, but had the opportunity to maybe score another touchdown if it hadn't been so sloppy with the ball and the penalties on that last drive. And careless, personal foul type penalties too. So things that could have been avoided. But if you're Gilmer, you got to be happy you go into the locker room up 4. Both of these teams have answered each other's offensive scores each time, and you'll see what kind of maybe defensive adjustments the Bobcats have been able to make.
Gilmer's got to be approaching 100 penalty yards. We've seen a bunch, several personal fouls. Well, they go with a little trick kick there, and a fair catch called for. Good decision making out there by number 5, Carter DeSanto. Gilmer tried to get a little fancy. Don Enos is down there on the field. Coach, we had all the homecoming fun, but the mood has quickly shifted back to focusing on football.
That's true. I mean, it was a really pretty ceremony there at halftime, but getting back to business now.
Yeah, you could sort of see those football players not coming out of the field house. They were busy with Coach Standard.
They were very focused as they came out of the locker room.
So we'll see what this defense can do here. They've had a hard time tonight. Both defenses have, but the offenses sort of bogged themselves down in that second quarter. We'll see what they come out here with. Cooper Scott in the shotgun. We checked in on him at halftime. He is doing okay. That injury that he had is sort of a nagging injury, and we can see that he feels okay because they run a quarterback draw on first down.
Yeah, taking the ball, moving it there on first down, and testing that ankle out a little bit.
He's hurting, though, Caleb. You can see
Oh,
it.
absolutely. I mean, and that's one of those injuries, too, that, you sit for a long period of time, it's going to get stiff. And so he gets these breaks when he's off the field. But otherwise, it's definitely a painful injury. And the mobility, not great, but he is making the most of it and has been moving around a little bit. But we've seen some beautiful throws, good decision-making. He's getting rid of the ball quickly. And this offense has remained potent despite his injury.
Hey, I like that play call, though. You're keeping him honest, just letting you know, hey, that's an option. Mason Sullen breaks out of the tackle of Will Kiker. Kiker ends up running him down. He's going to be maybe a yard short of the first down, so it'll be 3rd and 1. Kiker let him go and then went back and grabbed him again.
Yeah, tough play there to get out of the tackle, but then good effort to get back down there and get him on the second attempt. And so now 3rd and 1 here and a big play early in this third quarter.
See if they are brave enough to run a quarterback draw again, or if they hand it off to Sullins. They will hand it off, and he is going to be close. I think they got him short, Caleb.
I was going to say, I mean, if the spot's accurate, he got back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
So now Heath Webb, decision time, 4th down and 1. Don't see anybody running off the field, so here we go. If you're Gilmer, that defense rose up once in the red zone, and here at midfield looking for a chance to do.
Would be a big stop right here for the Bobcats. You'd have great field position. There's a lot riding on this 4th and 1.
Here we go. A lot of things you can do. You can do one of those little quick outs, or you could run a read option. They're going to hand it to their tailback, and he rewards them and picks it up, but it was close.
Yeah, it was stacked up pretty easily there. He'll pick up maybe a yard on the play, enough to move the chains.
So play calling, as we've said, is indicative of how the coach is feeling. The Lumpkin coaches obviously feel like they're winning the battle up front, and so 3 times in a row, the tailback in the middle of the defense.
Well, and I'd agree with them. Generally on the night here, the offensive line has gotten the better of the Gilmer defense and have been able to move guys off the ball. So it's a big shot of confidence to your offensive line that, hey, we're going to put the ball back in your hands and know you can get the job done.
Also, though, as we continue to see these handoffs, you have to think that the play callers are trying to sort of lull that defense asleep, and they're going to try to take the top off here.
Oh, absolutely. And Gilmer's going to want to do the same thing as well. Haven't had to really throw the ball tonight if you're Gilmer, but certainly Lumpkin going to, get you keying up on something, and then they can hit you over the top.
So it'll be 2nd down and 6. Scott going to throw it, looking for a guy, and almost picked off. It was just a little slant there, and not accurate to Harper Davenport, and Mason Smith almost had it in his hands.
Yeah, a little wide there on the throw, and a good effort there by Davenport to reach out and try to put hands on it, but nearly get that thing tipped away.
So here we go, 3rd down and 6. Gilmer defense trying to hold. Scott looking for a guy, had him in the middle, and that one's tipped in the air, in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, Faulkner. So now you've really got a choice to make. You're in no man's land. Surely you go for it here.
Yeah, awkward spot to try to punt, but they're going to bring the punting unit on, and of course, we mentioned Scott's the punter as well. So
this is coaches have a hard time trusting each other. This is one of the areas, especially with your quarterback as the punter. You're on the 46-yard line. Yeah, I thought we might see a timeout there. Everybody going to – nope, the officials have stopped it. Not sure what is going on.
It's a penalty against Gilmer.
I think they've got too many men on the field here.
Cats had 12 men on the field, so that'll cost us 5 yards and make it.
They've got 12 men on the field. They had 12 men lined up.
So 12 men on the field.
Wow. That wow, that's bad. We talked about Gilmer not beating themselves. They're in a punt formation. When your defense has made a stand, you make a boneheaded play, and now it's 1st down for Lumpkin. And that is what keeps coaches up at night.
And it'll be a 1st down there on the run.
So it wasn't a 1st down on the 5-yard penalty. It was 4th and 1, but they're able to pick it up. And
well, as soon as they whistled that penalty, they brought the offensive line back on. They were definitely going to go for that.
You could see the look of sadness in the eyes of Paul Standard as he came back, and I don't know how you let that happen. Coach Enos, you're down there. How did they end up with 12 on the field? You noticed it before we did.
Yeah, I mean, I counted 12. I don't know which one should not have been on here, but it was a very unfortunate mistake there.
Well, Coach Standard and Coach Marietta know who it was, and that's not going to be good. That one is picked into the hands of Will Kiker, and he is still on his feet. He is running, cuts back towards the middle, still on his feet, and down at the 30-yard line. That is the 3rd pass in a row that has been inaccurate, and that time they got burned.
Hit the guy in the hands, and it bounces right into the surprised hands of Will Kiker. He was shocked to have that ball wind up in his hands, and if he cuts back to the middle of the field, he may have scored. He kept finding his way into traffic, almost like he was seeking out contact, but instead, you take a look right here, play action.
Yeah, that's the play right before.
And that is the run before to pick up the 1st down.
Well, I'll tell you who the happiest person on the sideline is for Gilmer is whoever the 12th man was. He's so happy that happened. So we'll get another look at that interception in just a minute. But in the meantime, it's 1st and 10 Gilmer on the 30-yard line with a chance to extend their lead now. That's a huge turn of events. They'll hand it up the middle to Titus, short gain. And that is huge for the momentum and for the confidence. Here's the replay here of the interception. And, well, that's the other play. We're trying to keep our replay guys on their toes.
Yeah, this is the 1st down play here after the turnover that Gilmer runs ahead for a couple of yards.
Here we go. Here's the interception. Nope, that's still the run play.
So that's the 4th and 1 there again.
So Gilmer now 2nd and 8. And Rellinger tried to pitch it. Lumpkin doing a really good job of snuffing that out. So that is an obvious sign of defensive adjustments. That play was almost a touchdown every single time. This time it's blown up in the backfield.
Yeah, Gilmer's blocked that really well all night, and I think Lumpkin's gotten pulled in several times, letting Rellinger just bring him to him before he gets rid of the ball. That not fooling for that time, and that's assignment football, which is what you got to do to be successful against an offense like that. You go with your guy, regardless of what he does with the ball, whether he has the ball, you go with him. Obviously, Lumpkin adjusting a little bit there at the half, and a great play on defense.
So 2 down territory here. You got to get at least half of this, 3rd and 11. They're going to fake it and go to the other side. A little bit of room, but Kiker is not going to get the first down. So it's going to be 4th and 6 or so here. Your kick didn't go well last time, but Isaac Freeman hearing it from Coach Standard over there. We've seen a different, livelier version of Paul Standard tonight.
It's a big old moon up there.
That's right.
So you pick up about 5 or so on that play there, make it, 4th and 6. You got some options here as far as how you want to approach this.
It's another big play in the game. It will be Rellinger rolling out, looking for a receiver. He's got a man over there, and it is complete. Wasn't the prettiest thing in the world, but somehow Will Kiker ends up with it. Almost looked like he was going to Watkins, but he's got a man over there who catches it.
Well, yeah, like you said, not the prettiest play because he's under pressure here and just throws it up, about to get lit up, and a great catch made out there by Kiker, and got a penalty on the play, and it's going to be roughing the passer there on Lumpkin. You saw him get popped there when he threw the ball.
He was, as you mentioned, under duress, but came in a little late on the hit, and that is the 4th personal foul we've seen called here tonight. I am not a fan of the pink flags. They are really hard to see.
Yes, they are. So 4th penalty of the night there for Lumpkin. So sets up Gilmer in really good shape right here.
First and goal, Cats. They're going to hand it off to Hunter Watkins, who is into the end zone for a Gilmer touchdown. Looking, we don't see any of those pink flags on the ground, so it will be a touchdown. And so after all that, Gilmer ends up into the end zone now with a 10-point lead, looking to make it 11 on the extra point.
Big turnover there from Lumpkin, and Gilmer makes some pay. And that's exactly what a good football team does. They're going to make you really penalize you for your mistakes. And if you're Gilmer, you're now up double digits. That's it's a big turn of events here midway through this 3rd quarter.
Coach Standard still giving the officials the business over on the sideline. And that extra point is up. And it is good from Connor Seam. I'm not sure what Standard is upset about, but we saw his frustrations go to Smiles on the touchdown, telling his kids what a good job they did, and now he's on the officials again. I'm not sure what he's upset about, but the referee is done with it. There's a animated discussion going on there between Standard and the referee, and man, I tell you, he's had enough, it looks like. So we'll see. We'll see if he throws a flag or not.
Coach Standard spent as much time on the field tonight as the officials have.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Donna Enos saying that Coach Standard has been on the field. He could have taken a couple snaps. He's been so far out there. And
well, one time he was out having a discussion with him. He was at midfield, and which is they're being very generous with him, walking as far out on the field and letting him have his say.
And obviously, whatever he's saying, even though it's animated, he's saying it in a respectful way. There's no, no vulgarities or anything like that. And, we know Coach Standard. Even when he gets passionate, he seems to be a person that's under control, but he is fighting for his players tonight, and I think they can get that. And you don't mind getting yelled at by a guy who's fighting for you.
Yeah.
He is going to need a throat lozenge in the morning, though, I can guarantee you that. Coach Enos is down there. Coach, this is definitely the most eventful game that we've had tonight. We've seen a lot of scoring. We've seen some penalties. We've seen some coaches upset, but it's entertaining, and here's Gilmer with an 11-point lead.
Yeah, and, that's a 14-point swing right there with that turnover. Lumpkin was on the way to really get into the end zone right here.
Yeah, and, you've seen, I don't know if it's because of the injury or whatever, we've seen Cooper Scott be a little inaccurate, especially on that last drive, and it really, really cost him there.
It really did, and, after they got the break with the penalty, got the first down, and, tip drill, Kiker did a great job just being in the right place at the right time.
Absolutely. So here's Cooper Scott back on. Obviously, Looks like he might be favoring a shoulder as well.
Well, he's certainly been hit several times here tonight.
So 4 wide receivers in the formation. That one nearly picked. Hunter Watkins jumped that route to Cal Faulkner.
And that maybe you're seeing some defensive adjustments here for Gilmer. They know that they're going to like these short, quick passes, and Gilmer's going to have to get up there and play these receivers really tight. You got to keep them in front of you. It's easy for them to run by, but they're going to get the ball out quick. You want to be there quick so you can make a play and make a tackle, keep them from turning and getting yards after the catch.
Well, I will say this about Paul Standard coach teams that we've seen so far. The defense has gotten beat, but they haven't missed their assignment. So we've seen several of those routes jumped. That is a product of watching film and of anticipating things. And here it's Will Kiker who's going to get the tailback down. It looks like he's at the first down marker. But they've certainly – they know the tendencies, at least, of this Lumpkin offense.
Yeah. Yeah, and since the ankle injury, which happened on, I believe, the third play of the game, you know, they know exactly what they're going to do. They're going to try to run the ball. And if they're going to throw the ball, put the ball in the air, they're typically going to do some quick, short passes.
So 1st and 10, Cooper Scott. They're going to hand it off. That's been their best play so far, and more room outside. Want to run out of bounds. That is Mason Sullins again. And I tell you what, that offensive line, you can see them just driving Bobcats off of the line of scrimmage, and they've had a ton of room.
A little bit of jaw in there after the play.
You can see that it means a lot to both of these teams. Somehow pops out of that pile. Mason Sullins, for a big guy, is able to sneak through there and has another good run.
Kind of back to the Lumpkin offense we saw earlier. They're just grinding Gilmer down really easily right here. Not a lot of resistance defensively here on this drive.
Did a good job that time. They had a little bit of penetration and just sort of let the tailback wander around. Sullins was trying to find an opening, and Gilmer did a good job stringing him out. Finally brought down there by number 40.
Hunter Brown.
Yeah. Oh, another flag going to be holding that time. And so they'll back up Lumpkin out of field goal range potentially on this penalty.
5th penalty of the night here on the Indians.
I will say the pink wristbands do accentuate the holding call from the official. You're able to see that very clearly.
Yeah, it was help visually. See the hands, the flag.
Yeah, not so much.
Not so much.
Especially when you're used to looking for yellow. You know, when after every play we look for the yellow to see if there's a flag, and we missed the pink one there, especially with all the other towels and everything else that are on the field. So they've backed him up here. They're going to hand it off to Sullins again. This time he is stacked up. So now it's going to be 3rd down and really, really long, about 13 or 14. And we'll see what they come up with. Cooper Scott going to have it on his shoulders here to throw.
2 straight plays that Gilmer's been able to get really good penetration. You know, Lumpkin's really pushed him around here on this drive, getting down onto the Gilmer side of the field. But the last 2 plays, Gilmer has really bucked up and made a good play defensively.
It'll be 5 more yards. Walker Scott got moving a little early on that line of scrimmage. Penalty yard is starting to add up for both teams.
He's 60 yards in penalties now for Lumpkin.
So 3rd and 18 officially here. Scott looking for a receiver. He's got a guy. going to be incomplete. That was a good throw, just not able to complete it. Good coverage by that Gilmer secondary.
Yeah, Gilmer did a nice job on defense there, and you can tell he's just not comfortable in the pocket there and really having to work his body to get that ball to go where he wants it to go.
And that was behind Davenport that time.
Yeah.
So 4th and 18. Looks like they're going to go for it. Interesting. Surely he's going to drop back and pooch punt it or something, you would imagine. Or either they sense a moment of desperation with 3.5 minutes left in this Bill Holt Chevrolet third quarter, and they are going for it, 4th and 18. He's looking for somebody and just going to throw it up. Got a guy down there, and that looked like it was picked up off the ground.
They're going to rule it a catch, but I agree. It looked like that thing maybe bounced.
Yeah, we're going to see on the replay here. I'm not sure about that one, but just an absolute last-ditch effort to throw it up. You know, we couldn't see it from that point of view, but 2 officials are looking at it and say he caught it. They have a better
Coach
view than we do.
Standard didn't argue it. He turned around just disappointed, and you've got the Gilmer alumni down there too, and didn't really get much of a reaction out of them. So what a play there by him, though. Just, you know, he's uncomfortable running, and he just lays it out there to make a play, and everybody made a play.
Sullins looking for some room. Aspen Hadaway had him, and there's going to be a flag, so that one's going to be coming back. Looks like they got those receivers for holding again. We saw that one come out. Coach Enos, you're down there. You saw both the Hail Mary and then the what looked like it was going to be a touchdown, so it continues to get wilder out there.
Yeah, you know, the pass, I thought I saw it hit the ground from my angle, and I was very surprised when they called it complete. But and that was a strong run, but luckily going to be called back there.
Yeah, you know, we didn't get a good look at it on replay, but it definitely looked to us like maybe it bounced too, but maybe he got a glove under it. But regardless, it's here 1st and goal Lumpkin. Now they're, though, at about the 14-yard line, and so every 2 steps forward, 1 step back on these penalties. They'll hand it off again. Sullins with a little bit of a hole, and, man, he is a tough runner. They get him by his jersey that time. In the midst of all this, though, this Bill Holt Chevrolet of Blue Ridge third quarter is almost over.
Yeah, it has been a very productive quarter here for especially Lumpkin, just running the ball. And
the only score, though, belongs to the Bobcats after that interception. It does feel like the Lumpkins really had their way up and down the field, but
and, you know, it's kind of felt that way to me most of the night, that Lumpkin's been the more powerful offense. Gilmer's just been able to rip off those big plays.
So they can get a first down without scoring here. It was 2nd and 7 there, going to be about 3rd and 3. Have to get to the 2 for a first down. That clock continuing to run. Gilmer defense starting to lay the wood a little bit now on the tailback. 3rd down and 4. We were hoping for a good one tonight, and we definitely have gotten it so far. 4th quarter looks to be full of fireworks. Big 3rd down play here. They're going to hand it off to Sullins, and he is into the end zone for an Indian touchdown. Cooper Scott limping off the field after engineering that touchdown drive.
Just a powerful run there from 6 yards out there that time by Sullins, and he's not wearing down. He has been hard to tackle, and just that whole drive basically was on his back there.
Gilmer almost blocks the extra point, just can't quite get there. So 28-24 our score now with 1:22 left in this quarter. We're going to step aside and take a break. We'll be back in 30 seconds to see if Gilmer can answer after this.
Luttrell's Hardware in Copper Hill, Tennessee is your one-stop do-it-yourself shop. We stock everything from fasteners, electrical and plumbing parts, power tools, animal feed, and much more. Save yourself a trip or two into town and come see us at Luttrell's Hardware on Highway 68 in Copper Hill, next to Runway Fireworks. Or give us a call at 423 548-3300.
Coming here tonight, it's Apple Festival weekend. The folks have come across the mountain from Dahlonega, and we have had a whale of a ball game. And it has been a game full of penalties and full of mistakes, but it's been a game where the offenses have really had their way. And so Gilmer looking to answer here. That ball hits the ground but is picked up, and it's Hunter Watkins looking for a seam. He's going to be taken down there at about the 30-yard line. So if you're Gilmer, the cure for what ails you with all these penalties is about a 15-play drive.
Yep.
And give Lumpkin the ball back after a touchdown with about a minute left in the fourth quarter. And so you just want to retake control of the game.
Yeah, you run about 8-10 minutes off the clock right here, you're going to be in really good shape, especially if you go down and get points. It was a good answer there by Gilmer last drive. Get that turnover, you cash in. And so now you don't want to get tight. You're still up by 4, and you still control this game.
Yes.
Don't get tight, don't make mistakes, and just play.
Just do what you do, I think, is the cure. We'll see if that Lumpkin defense continues to adjust. They read that little counter play. It's going to be a good game, though. Rugby scrum going on. I do want to give a shout-out, too, to Hunter Watkins. He, after every one of these plays, when everybody's kind of in a big pile, he's the one sort of easing the tension and slapping folks on the helmet and, calming down what was really a messy, especially the second quarter between those two teams. Hope somebody lost a mouthpiece there in the huddle. So Gilmer here, 2nd and 5. That's exactly what they want, 5 yards on first down. And this will probably be the last play of this quarter. So Bobcats hand it off to Titus up the middle, and, man, he is pushing forward. Got grabbed by a big grizzly bear in Jay Grizzle. You like that?
See what you did there.
Yeah, Grizzle, the leading tackler on this team, and you can see why. A very big physical guy, and he and Titus just had a stalemate there, and it'll be 3rd down and about 1 when we come back. Gilmer very content to go down to the sideline and let that clock run all the way down to 0-0. So after 3 quarters of action, nothing is settled. Gilmer with a 4-point lead, have a big 3rd and 1 coming up. We're going to step aside and get you ready for quarter number 4. It's our ETC game of the week. It's a good one right here live.
You're guaranteed prompt, reliable service with every job when you hire the original plumber. We believe in traditional values like integrity, honesty, and hard work. We offer transparent, upfront pricing, and our techs will take the time to educate you about your options. We have years of experience handling all types of plumbing work. From tankless water heaters to digging sewer lines, we can handle all of your residential or commercial needs. The original plumber is here to help you with your plumbing, septic, and HVAC needs.
Since 1994, North Georgia has called on Appalachian Propane for all its propane needs. Why propane? It's extremely affordable, efficient, and most of all, clean burning. Go green and think clean with propane. Our exceptional customer service and affordable rate has made us the best choice for residential, business, and farms throughout North Georgia. So the next time you think propane, think Appalachian Propane, a division of the Thomas Oil Company since 1960. Remember, go green and think clean with Appalachian Propane.
So first down picked up by Gilmer. They came out of that timeout, ran to the line, and ran a play. Here's the look at it. Just handed off, more traditional handoff to the tailback. Picked it up. It'll be first down here for Gilmer. And that brings a smile to the face of option lovers everywhere. Now you can milk that clock for another couple of minutes just by picking up a first down. And they're already here at 5 seconds before they snap the ball, and they just go right up the middle. So this is what Gilmer wants to do for the rest of this game. They want to run that play clock down to 5 or 4 and snap it and pick up 5 or 6 yards and just continue to deflate the defense.
See a little bit of pushing and shoving there after the play, and the official telling the Gilmer folks to back up a little bit there.
And Lumpkin knows what's coming. It's just Gilmer saying, see if you can stop it.
Yep.
So play clock here already under 15. Gilmer still in the huddle. You don't want to take too much time, but they know exactly what they want to do. 9, 8, 7 on the play clock.
You don't want to run up there and snap it immediately every time. It works on those short yardage situations.
So they hand it that time to Titus with 1 on the play clock. And it's going to bring up 3rd and short. So the pace deliberate, but as you mentioned, you don't want to put yourself in a bind by doing that. But, man, Titus with a nice little burst there.
Good burst, and Grelich, great job, just a leap, getting in the backfield, turning, getting back upfield, and making the tackle there for Lumpkin. And
got 2 plays to get 3 yards here. And so I would be shocked if we don't see the fullback up the middle again one more time, or at least hand off that direction. They do shift pre-snap. 6, 5, 4 left on the play clock. They are going to run that counter play, and it's going to be right at the marker. Man, I tell you what, that was Harper Davenport who just reached out and yanked Hunter Watkins down, if you see it here on the replay. And Grizzle got him from the bottom there, so it's going to be 4th down and 1.
Well, that was a big tackle because yard short right there. If he's at the sticks, they're probably moving him, and great job there. You know, that's a big risk play there. A little bit for Gilmer because you've got to turn and get a bunch of yards there before you get back to the line of scrimmage, and able to at least get the 1.
Biggest play of the game right here, 4th down and 1. No hesitation at midfield. They're going to go for it. If they pitch this thing out wide, it's probably a touchdown. Everybody is right there. They're going to hand it to Will Kiker, and he is right at the marker, and they will give him the 1st down. So big play right there. Just everybody stacked up at the line, and Gilmer gets enough push. And that one was close.
Real close. Gilmer immediately thought it was a 1st down, and
got to hand it to the Lumpkin defense. They know what's coming, but can't stop it. So Gilmer took possession of this. Let's remember, with 1:22 left in the 3rd quarter, and we said what they want to do is run it down. Here we are, 8 minutes and a half left in the original Plummer 4th quarter, and they still have the ball with a 1st down.
Now, it's been basically a 5-minute possession right here. It's a 7, now 8th play of the drive.
Now, that was an interesting little wrinkle, the end around. So they sent Will Kiker in motion and put it in his belly, and he's only going to get a couple, but that was a different look than what we've seen. And
I'd have been a little more successful. He doesn't run into his own guy right there, getting blocked into the backfield, but still picks up 2. And you know, Lumpkin celebrating that was, you know, a good stop. He only picked up 2 yards. I think Gilmer's content to let him have 2 yards because it's going to burn, you know, another 30, 45 seconds off the clock.
If you're Gilmer, though, you do want points. You want this to be at least a touchdown game if you trust Connor Seam to kick a short field goal or if you are able to pop it in the end zone. But as you mentioned, right now, their concern is that clock up there on that big scoreboard that says Pettit Field. 2nd and 8 for the Bobcats. They are going to run play action right here. Rellinger has nobody, and he is going to go down, so that ruins your plans. I think they thought maybe they'd catch Lumpkin napping, and that did not work. Just nobody open for Rellinger.
Now going to lose several yards here on the play, and again, just he's running for his life back there, avoiding 1, and then coming in and making the tackle was Grelich again, and not ideal. We talk about staying ahead of the chains and on schedule. Now you're 3rd and long. This offense not designed for that. And so here you're probably looking to maybe pick up a few yards, keep that clock running, and then decide what you want to do on 4th down.
Yeah, 3rd and 13. You're going to get the clock down to, you know, 6 minutes or so before Lumpkin gets the ball back, but that's plenty of time for their quick strike offense. We'll see what they do. As you mentioned, 3rd and long, and he's going to throw again. He's got a guy coming right after him, and the hit from behind caused the bad throw, and now the clock stops, and looks like Rellinger's down, yeah. That blindside hit. And
well, he got lit up, and, I mean, it was going to be close whether they got there or not, and threw it into traffic a little bit, too. Lucky that thing wasn't intercepted.
So you do have to punt. Clock stops. Lumpkin with all the time in the world, 6.5 minutes, and they go down and score. Now you've got to score, and so that didn't work out exactly like they planned it. And, you worry that sometimes you do get too conservative in that, and, one bad play causes you to mess that up. But they'll punt it here. Nobody's going to touch that one. It's going to bounce out of bounds at about the 25, and so that's where Lumpkin will take over at the 27. It'll be first down, 6.5 minutes. If you're Gilmer, you're thinking, let's get a stop, let's get a turnover, and do whatever we need to do and close out this game. If you're Lumpkin, you're thinking we can score and put the pressure back on Gilmer. Both teams with their full complement of timeouts. And Coach Enos, you're down there, and where there's been a lot of cheering and exciting, now the tension is back for both teams.
It really is. I mean, this is do or die right here. 6.5 to go in the game. Shout out to Coach Nelson. I worked with him for years, and he is highly attentive to details. So let's see if it'll carry over on this defense.
Yeah, interestingly, it's Cal Faulkner back there at the quarterback position instead of Cooper Scott, and he's going to run out of bounds, and Cooper Scott is over there on the sideline, so I don't know if that ankle is bothering him or exactly what's going on, but it is Faulkner at quarterback.
Different wrinkle and look here. If you're Lumpkin, it wasn't real successful earlier, and they get him back into the game, and he's your best athlete, so you can make the argument you want your guy going to be touching the ball the most and maybe be your best athlete, but at the same time it removes him from what he could do out on the perimeter.
But he is back there, so obviously we would assume that's an injury situation for Cooper Scott, but it doesn't matter when your tailback is getting 15 or 16 yards a carry, and that is Mason Sullins with a first down. Don't know why you would do anything other than hand it to him right now.
I mean, just unbelievable hold right there by the offensive line. Great blocking downfield.
You saw Mason Smith pull up there. He engaged him well in bounds, but they're so scared of that penalty.
Yep.
We imagine that as a product of that halftime conversation they probably had. So Faulkner still back there. It's first down and 10. And Cooper Scott has to be in agony both physically and emotionally, not being able to lead this drive. We saw him over there cheering, so he's still out there. Good penetration that time by the Bobcat defense. Ball is on the ground, and Gilmer will come up with it. That ball came out as Sullins was fighting for more yards, and it is recovered by Gilmer. Huge turnover there. Let's see it.
Gilmer did a good job to get it a little bit loose there, a step or two before that, and then Gilmer able to pop it out. And a great job there by Hunter Watkins to jump on top of it.
That thing squirted around for what seemed like an eternity. And Hunter Watkins, as you mentioned, finally lands on it. So when Gilmer has needed it the most, we've seen them turn it over twice, interception and a fumble, and it's Bobcat football. One more look at it here, Caleb.
See, right there, you're going to get it joggling around a little bit. Doesn't have a great grip, and somebody comes in and just punches that thing out. And, again, good job by Hunter Watkins to get eyes on the ground, find that ball quickly, and jump on top of it.
Bryson Shubin-Gibbs, number 63, the one that, as you mentioned, kind of pawed it loose a little bit, and then Sullins didn't have a good grip and just dropped it. And he has been the offensive force for them tonight, but that time just couldn't hang on. So you see Gilmer here just content to run Titus up the middle, and they will run this thing and bleed it and bleed it.
Because even if you just run 3 plays right here and don't pick up the first down, you're going to run a couple minutes off the clock. You get the ball here with about 5.5 minutes to go. If you get this thing down to 2.5, Lumpkin's really got a lot of pressure on it at that point.
So they're going to throw it again, and this time it works. So shout out to Coach Standard for having some confidence in his quarterback. You had nothing going the last 2 times you tried. This time you run play action and you pick up a first down. So maybe he felt what we felt about it, got a little too conservative there.
Yeah, and you got to open it up here and keep him honest, because now you're going to back him up a little bit here now.
But the one thing you've said is, why, oh, why did you run out of bounds, Hunter Watkins?
Yeah, that's the only downside to that play right there, is it stops the clock with 4:43 to go.
But you punch it in here, the game's over, essentially.
Yes.
So they'll be trying to do that. 28-24 here in the original Plummer fourth quarter. First and 10, Bobcats. Titus back there by himself in the backfield. Man in motion. It will be Rellinger who keeps it this time. Going to pick up a yard or two. More and more time to tick off that clock. 4:35, 4:34. Tick, tick, tick. Very helpless feeling if you're Heath Webb over there, but you do still have all 3 of your timeouts, and he'll have to start using them here probably after this play.
Yeah, it feels like it's early to use them, but if you don't, Gilmer's going to score here, and there's going to be a minute left. So, got to do something to try to stop the clock.
We saw this if you watched the Georgia-Missouri game I guess it was last week. Sorry, Georgia fans, I know it was a hard one, but that last drive where Missouri thought they had a chance, Georgia just imposed their will.
Yep.
And, that's what Gilmer wants to do here. They'll be happy to take a knee at the 10 if they have to. Titus that time tripped up. That ball's on the ground. Lumpkin has it, and they are on the move. Rellinger saves a touchdown, and I thought that ball was on the ground, but it looks like it was out, and it will be Lumpkin football. So the sure-handed fullback fumbles. Wow, can't believe it. Let's see here.
Clean handoff. It just gets that thing popped out there. When he was trying to leap over, has that thing pumped out, and Gilliland does a great job to get it and come up with it.
Yeah, Cameron Stringer with the recovery, and so just like that, Gilmer was trying to run the clock out, and now they can't get lined up defensively, and so Coach Stander's going to call a timeout. Momentum swinging back and forth. Coach, we got a fumble on one side and a fumble on the other. Those sidelines are electric and nervous at the same time.
They really are, and I tell you what, that was, going up in the air like that, that's something that we don't usually see him do, and very unfortunate that didn't get to hang on to the ball there.
Yeah, the leaping. Talk about that a little bit, Caleb. That's something strange. We don't see that.
No, especially not have a fullback. That's you may see a skill player out on the perimeter hurdle somebody or try to, but your fullback, you're a battering ram. You're just meant to get low and make contact, and trying to get that extra effort there. That ball is a little bit free, and all it takes is that pop, and that thing's on the ground. And so these two teams have traded fumbles. Gilmer defense is going to have to really go to work now.
28-24, and now you've got 3:48 left, so if Lumpkin goes down here and scores, you don't have a lot of time at all. And so it is still Cal Faulkner at quarterback. He's going to take off and run, and he steps out of bounds. It'll be second down coming up here. So obviously, as we mentioned, starting quarterback Cooper Scott, we assume he's out for the game or Faulkner wouldn't be out there. And so Faulkner with some experience, though, and great athlete. Let's see if he can lead this come-from-behind touchdown drive. No matter what the outcome here, this has been a battle between two really good teams.
It's been a great game, and you can definitely tell these two are playing for a lot on the line.
Sullins holding on with both hands that time as he picks up the first down. Lumpkin has to have a touchdown here, trailing by 4. Field goal won't do it. They're moving quickly. Faulkner back there in the shotgun. 3:25 left. They're going to hand it off to Sullins, and Gilmer has got to figure out how to get some penetration back there in the backfield, or they're going to be in big trouble. Going to be second down and about 3. A lot of nervous energy down there on that Gilmer sideline. You thought you've had the game put away, and that fumble cost you big time. They're able to string Sullins out that time, and you're going to have a huge third down here coming up. 3rd down and 3. If you're Heath Webb, do you do anything other than ride your big tail back there?
I keep running the ball here. I mean, it's working so far, and Gilmer's put some resistance up here, but you've been so successful with it all night. I think if you're Lumpkin, you want to bleed some clock down right here too.
So here we go. Oh, Gilmer jumped off sides. That's going to be a first down for Lumpkin. We talked about, Caleb, at the very beginning of this game that you cannot beat yourself, and that time you just give them the first down.
Yep.
And really, with the time left on the clock, you probably are not going to get a chance to answer if Lumpkin scores a touchdown.
You're not. I think it's all on the defense right here. With 2:26 to go, you've only got the 2 timeouts, and Lumpkin's got all of theirs.
And so just got a little too antsy there. First down and 10, Lumpkin. Cal Faulkner back there at quarterback. His trusty tailback, Sullins, by his side, and they're going to hand it off to him. Gilmer able to stop him, but he's going to get all the way out for about a 7-yard gain. Clock continues to run. As you mentioned, it looks like it's going to be the defense here who's called on to get a stop.
Boy, credit this offensive line. They're going to work, and they are moving the blocks, and they've done it all night. Really have won the trenches here tonight, has this Lumpkin offensive line, and doing it again.
And you wonder if Gilmer continues to sell out to stop the run, if Lumpkin will trust Cal Faulkner enough to take a shot or not.
You make you wonder. I mean, the way they're running the ball, you can afford to throw one up and see what happens.
You know, if you think if you're Gilmer and you got a backup quarterback, you'd like to see if they're willing to do that, but you don't want to give up the touchdown here. We're a minute 40 or so on the clock, minute 30, and it's getting down to crunch time. As you mentioned, Lumpkin with all 3 timeouts, and so they're not in a huge rush, but you don't want to put yourself in trouble either. First down. Faulkner going to keep it this time, and Gilmer stays at home defensively. Big time tackle that time, and I believe that's Will Kiker who stormed in the backfield. No, excuse me, I'm sorry, that was number 15, Kyle Cowart.
Good job.
Cowart able to do it. So now, if you're Lumpkin, you use that first timeout. You're behind the chains, though, now. So you've got second and about 14, and you were just running it up the middle. I'm not sure why you go away from that, but now you're second and 14, and you've got to be looking at that clock a lot more.
And I'm going to run it again. I mean, I'm going to try to get that clock to move in a little bit here. You've been so successful. I mean, they're picking up 5, 6, 7 yards a pop sometimes on these carries. So I don't mind going and just putting it back on the ground here on second and long, because you can pick up a bunch of this right here in one play.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they've been testing that middle with Mason Sullins. Coach, there's a minute 11 left on the clock. You've had a lot of success with your tailback. Surely they go back to him, don't you think?
Well, you think so, but I tell you what, Faulkner is such an athlete that, you know, if he could break one, he can go quickly.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Caleb, you know, you wonder if they feel confident enough in him throwing. You've got 4 wide receivers, but it's been a while since we've seen them put it in the air.
Yeah, this may be just to try to spread them out a little bit here.
They hand it off to Sullins, and that Gilmer defense does a great job of stacking it up. So now it's going to be 3rd and 10, under a minute. Lumpkin has sort of gotten themselves into a little bit of a time crunch here, still with the ball at the 25, under a minute left. Great tackle that time by number 54, Blaine Banks. We've called his name a bunch tonight.
Yeah, but having to move with a little bit of urgency now.
3rd down. Faulkner going to roll out and try to throw it. He's looking for a guy, has nobody, and he's going to be short of the first down, knocked out of bounds. So the game is going to come down to this, 4th down and about 2 or 3. Faulkner, as Donna mentioned, a great athlete out there.
Yeah, great athlete, nothing downfield, so he can take it and run. And boy, Gilmer just gets the hat to the ball as quickly as possible there, and it's going to be a 1-yard play here for all the marbles.
Cal Faulkner picked up about 10 yards, so 4th down and 1. Ball game on the line here. It's going to be on that Bobcat defensive line to get some penetration. They hand it off to the tailback. Oh, and he spins on his feet. He is into the end zone for a Lumpkin touchdown with 35 seconds left on the clock, and that Lumpkin County sideline is going absolutely nuts.
Well, just a back-breaking play right there. You give you tip your cap to the defense for setting up that 4th and 1. And again, you put it in the hands of your playmaker on the ground, that offensive line just getting off a ton of blocks. And Sullins has just been really hard to stop here tonight, and he'll take it into the end zone.
Extra point is up and good. So if you're Gilmer, you've got 35 seconds left here to get in field goal range, 2 timeouts. We'll see what they can do. We're going to step aside for 30 seconds. Be right back.
Work hard. Play hard. Hit hard. Win hard. Your only connection to
.35 seconds left. Bobcats with 2 timeouts. The first thing that you want to do here, Caleb Frady, is you got to get a good return.
And we've seen Gilmer pop a couple of nice returns here tonight. There have been some lanes that they've been able to take advantage of. If you're Gilmer, you've got 2 of your timeouts left, but you got to get a good return right here.
Squib kick, and it's going to stay inbounds. That's going to take some time off the clock. Will Kiker looking for some room. He is outflanked, and that's going to be the Gilmer folks believe that's a horse collar, but there's no flag. But that took 8 seconds off of the clock, and you've got the ball at the 25. So good game plan by the Lumpkin special teams unit.
Yeah, make him run sideline to sideline and burn clock here.
It's a great kick. I thought it was going out of bounds, and it just kind of hugged the sideline.
Right where it needed to die there. And
I'm not sure how that's not a horse collar, I guess because he just grabbed the jersey. But
yeah,
27 seconds left here. You do have 2 timeouts, so you can afford to, maybe run one running play if you think you've got one that it has worked. But you can see that Lumpkin defense backed way up. And Lumpkin wants to use a timeout to talk about it. Coach Ennis, you're down there, 27 seconds left. What can you draw up here? Do you have to heave it, or do you just run your offense?
Well, I tell you what, passing it is not Gilmer's game, and when you get yourself in a hole like this, it's really tough to have that long play.
Tough to outflank this defense, though, Coach. With you saw those safeties lined up almost at midfield, and so you're going to have to get some kind of misdirection, something that is an abnormal play. We'll see what they can draw up.
That's true.
So Caleb, put yourself in Paul Standard's position here. He and his son PG drawing up the plays, and what can you do?
You've seen that sweep and the counter work really successfully tonight. The tough part, you're on this near side of the field here, going closer to the boundary, so not a lot of room to operate here. I think you maybe try to run one play here and then call a quick timeout, but you're about to find out what you have got drawn up here to put it in the air.
You see that Lumpkin defense spread out, and so you're not going to have a ton of room to sneak past. They will throw it looking for somebody. Rellinger's got plenty of room if he wants to take off, but he's got to do it quickly, and he's got to get out of bounds, or they're going to have to burn one of those timeouts. So they will call timeout. Clock will stop with 15 seconds left. So you've got time to get in field goal range here. You're only trailing by 3, and if you're Connor Seam, you've got to be thinking this is the moment of your life, a chance to tie this game up.
Yeah, be getting loose and getting your leg ready there, because you're going to need to probably kick one of the longer ones you've kicked for sure. Would have liked to have saw Rellinger get out of bounds on his own right there and save that timeout. He just more focused on trying to pick up as many yards as possible. Could have cut a little yard or 2 off of that, and you stop the clock. And I think right now the time's got to be the bigger factor than picking up the yardage.
Because you've got to call a timeout to get ready for your field goal unit.
Exactly, yeah. So now you're down to the 1, so you kind of limit your play options here of you're going to have to put it in the air, and if you're going to put it in the air, you're going to have to get it close to the boundary.
Final from Dawsonville is 27-0. Dawson County beats Pickens. Copper Basin falls 61-25. We'll get you a fan and score momentarily. Rellinger out of the shotgun, looking for a man. That throw is going to be short, so you're going to have one more play and got to get in field goal range.
Yeah, get him on the run immediately there, just trying to pull that pocket, and got hit right as he threw it, and it made it a little bit of a wobbly throw.
Model 24, Fannin 0 final from Floyd County. That's a shocking score. Wesleyan beats White County 22-17. So this region, especially if this score holds, going to be wide open come Monday morning. One more chance here to try to get in field goal range. You do still have a timeout, so whether you get in field goal range or not, you should have one more play. 9 seconds left on the clock. Gilmer faithful trying to implore their team to get something going, and Rellinger just not equipped to run that kind of offense. You've got one play left. That throw really never had a chance.
No, just not his game, and not the way this offense is built. There's just, you don't have that cannon back there that Cooper Scott's got that he can just unload on one. This is a short to intermediate passing play offense, and it really limits, what the Bobcats can do in situations. The game plan had worked really perfectly, until 35 seconds to go, and then you're in a tough position here.
You go back to that fumble, and there's mistakes, but that fumble, you were in a position to close this game out. The fumble really cost you. Maybe trying to do a little too much with the leap, and that really hurts you. 31-28. This will be the final play of the game. 4 seconds left, and if you've got a hook and ladder, whatever you've got in your bag of tricks, this is the time to pull that out. But it's looking more and more like Lumpkin will win this game. If they do, you'll have a lot of one-loss teams, 3 one-loss teams as a matter of fact, Gilmer, Lumpkin, and Wesleyan. There'll be no tiebreaker that is evident there because they all 3 have lost to each other, and they'll all be tied for second place with Dawson sitting at the top and White, Pickens, and Wesleyan in the cellar at this moment. But there's a lot of season left, and here's the final play. We'll see what Coach Standard has come up with. Final play of the game, barring a penalty. And if you're Lumpkin, you're thinking no pass interference, nothing that can give them another chance. Rellinger going to throw it. Will Kiker looking for some room. He's got a lane and still on his feet. That ball is fumbled. Lumpkin recovers, and the Indians will escape with a win. Great football game. And the officials are walking off the field. There was a towel laid on the ground, and I think they thought it was a flag, but it was a towel. And so that will be the ball game. Gilmer and Lumpkin will go over and shake hands, and I tell you, that was every bit of the ball game we thought it was going to be.
Yeah, we absolutely thought it was going to be a really close one. Gilmer came in here a 3-point favorite. It ends up being Lumpkin winning by 3. A really, really, really competitive ball game that goes down to the absolute final play. It's exactly what we thought we'd see. These are 2 really good football teams, and there was a lot on the line tonight for both teams, and this region's wide open.
Absolutely. We're going to step aside, and when we come back, we'll break it down for you and get you ready for next week. And great ball game tonight here in Gilmer County.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for everyone. So come to El Rey Azteca for delicious food, great drinks, good friends, and loads of fun in a casual and friendly atmosphere.
When other dealers are hitting the brakes, Bill Holt Blue Ridge is stomping the gas with our biggest selection of the year. We've got over 400 vehicles in stock and North Georgia's biggest truck inventory. Head back to school in a new Chevrolet with our lowest payments of the year. Drive a new Chevrolet for just $199 a month. That's only $199 a month at Bill Holt. And we've never paid more for trades. And we'll buy your vehicle even if you don't buy from us. When it comes to North Georgia's largest selection of new trucks and pre-owned vehicles, there's only one name you need to know: Bill Holt Blue Ridge.
ATC knows the internet is evolving, taking new twists and turns. As we add our input, make our choices, and follow the light that connects us all. It's quite a journey, one to experience with the fastest speeds available. Contact ATC, connect to the internet speed that suits your journey, and enjoy the ride.
United Country Talking Rock Realty says it best. I'm happy as long as I can see Sharp Top. From the ground up, new home to complete renovation or remodel, we have combined the amazing workmanship of SGC Groups, transforming the forgotten to the fabulous. Teamwork makes the dream work. For buying, selling, or flipping, call Sherry Martin at 404-375-0590 or Evelyn Calhoun at 770-733-0779.
Welcome back to the Pink Pig post-game show. As always, we thank the Pink Pig for providing our pregame meal. Had some chicken tenders and baked beans tonight. And look, shout out to the pasta salad. That is great pasta salad, so we appreciate the Callahans taking care of us as they always do. Today's Pink Pig postgame show, though, is a little bit sad if you're a Bobcat fan. A close game, a big monumental game, and you fall just a little bit short.
This game Gilmer had every opportunity to win, and it looked like it was headed in that direction. Gave up a fumble, got one back, and you're moving the ball down the field, looking to just kill clock, and you turn it over, and give Lumpkin the ball back with 3:48 to go, and that ended up being the ball game. Just couldn't get a stop on defense. Credit Lumpkin's offensive line. They owned the line of scrimmage tonight, and they won the game.
Absolutely. Don Anus is down there on the field for the whole game, and Coach, we were talking the whole night about mistakes, and it was really a few mistakes that cost the Bobcats that game.
That's true. And, they were playing for first place and, playing for that locked-in playoff game, and it's just very unfortunate that they had, some key penalties, the fumble there at the end. They played their hearts out, though. It's just you just can't make those critical mistakes against a really good team.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, Coach, we will all be together next week when we head just down the road. Gilmer goes to Pickens, and Pickens having a tough year. But those rivalry games, you really can never tell what you're going to get.
That's true. And so I expect it to be a good ball game next week, and hope we get this beautiful weather again.
That's right. Thanks, Coach, for being with us. We will see you next week. Caleb, as we get ready to wrap this up, we were talking about, as we try to reflect very briefly on this game, the things that hurt. One is penalties. You were keeping up with the penalties. It seemed like every time that something was going right, you have a silly, unforced error.
Yeah, Gilmer 6 penalties, 55 yards here tonight, a ton of 10 and 15-yard penalties. Lumpkin 7 penalties for 7 yards. Lumpkin turned the ball over twice. Gilmer just the once. Still wasn't enough to overcome. And you think back early in the game, first possession of the game, Gilmer misses a 38-yard field goal, and it's a 3-point difference in the game. You don't know if that's going to come back and get you early, but the way these teams traded touchdowns here tonight, every point ended up mattering.
Yeah, and, we talked about mistakes being key, and we talked about special teams, so special team mistakes. And, that penalty yardage may not sound like a lot, but they were back-breaking penalties, personal fouls that offset instead of you getting a first down, 12 men on the field in a punt situation, an offsides on a third and long play. And so just those mistakes that will haunt you when you go back and watch this film.
Mistakes that came at the worst possible time for each team. And so now Dawson's 3-0 in the region, Gilmer, Wesley, and all 2-1. So wide open region. Yeah. Gilmer's season's far from over.
Oh, yeah.
But a huge missed opportunity tonight for the Bobcats.
Yep. So if you run the table, you're still in great shape. You've got a game at Pickens next week, which is a winnable game, but rivalry games, you never know. You've still got White County ahead, who's 0-2 right now, a good football team, we think. And then that game with Dawson County, as if it wasn't big enough before, now is a huge ball game. We said this was the biggest game in a long time. That one will be as well.
Absolutely. And you think ahead to next week to the rivalry game, Pickens with the season that the Dragons are having, that game's going to be their season. That's their one goal is to beat Gilmer.
Yes.
If you're Gilmer, you don't want to lose twice to Lumpkin. Tonight was tough, and you could see how upset those kids are. You're going to have to flush it and go to work again next week. So that's the thing when we're all together again next week. I want to be looking for is how does Gilmer respond to this tough loss.
Yeah. So, once again, a huge shout-out to Lumpkin. We haven't given them enough love. They played so well tonight. That offensive line just dominated and gave their tailback all kinds of lanes. Cooper Scott is a warrior and was taken out. Cal Faulkner coming in an awful situation, leading a touchdown drive. And so you can't say enough about what Heath Webb and his staff have done with that team. And they're going to be a playoff team, you would assume. And so shout out to them. The Bobcats, though, as you mentioned, you have a chance to win the game there. You give it away, and then you get it back on the fumble, and then Brock Titus just has it poked out of his hand, and you're that close to being 3-0 in the region. But as you mentioned, you have to shake it off before next week.
Absolutely. You know, it's a rivalry game. You know Pickens is going to be up and ready for it. If you're Gilmer, your season, you still control your own destiny for the most part. So you've got to, hey, lick your wounds tonight over the weekend. When you come back to work on Monday, be focused on what you got to do on Friday instead of what happened over the weekend.
Absolutely. Big weekend ahead. Lots of great college games tomorrow. Apple Festival here in LJ, and still a great time to be here in North Georgia. Once again, shout out to all our sponsors. We once again are thankful to the Pink Pig for bringing you this post-game show. We're going to be right here, same place, same station, same everything next week, except we move the show south a little bit. We'll be inside Dragon Stadium as Pickens hosts Gilmer in a huge rivalry game. We hope that you will be there with us. Thank you so much. On behalf of Donna Enos and Caleb Frady, I'm Jeremy Green. We will see you next Friday night in Pickens.
Somewhere you can come home to, find someone that'll die for you, 'cause it's all that really matters in the end. It's love, love, love. 'Cause it's all that really matters in the end. Find something you can hold on to. Find someone who'll be there for you. 'Cause that's all that really matters in the end. Find somewhere you can come home to. Find someone that'll die for you. 'Cause that's all that really matters in the end. It's love, love, love.